Alrighty, welcome everybody to our session 1 of the new campaign that we're starting here, which is Dragon of Icespire Peak. So this is sort of an introductory adventure, and we're starting this campaign on the Sunday night slot for sessions of the week. So this will be interesting to see how the group, some of them are very familiar. We'll do quick introductions from all the players, but some of them are quite familiar with the mechanics and all of that, and some are still a bit on the newer side. But I think everybody's got some decent experience under their belt so far, so we're expecting this to be a good time. We're also using some interesting house rules this time, so we'll see how those turn out, and hopefully it'll be enjoyable for all. So quick introductions. I'll just start from left to right here in my Roll20 screen. Feel free, guys, to say as much or as little as you want. You can provide whatever level of detail that you're comfortable with. So we will start with Victor. So Victor, go ahead and just introduce yourself as a player. Hold off on any character introductions for right now. We will do that once the session actually starts.
Victor currently has the hiccups, so I'm going to make this very short. I play a paladin guy, and I'm not going to talk about that. I've been playing D&D for a few years now, starting with AD&D and second ed. Recently starting to DM my own games with 5th edition because 5th edition is pretty cool. And I'm worried about hiccups, so I'm going to leave it at that.
That is just fine. Thanks, Victor, for that introduction. Welcome to the game, and we will move to Bill.
Yeah, hi everybody. Been playing D&D for on and off for a few decades, and things, other games as well. I'm out here in the Seattle area, although I consider Boston my home. Played as far as gaming goes. Played a lot of different classes, but this will be. I haven't played a full caster for a while, at least one that hasn't died at level 3. So hopefully we'll get to level 4 on this one.
Absolutely, yeah. I just think whenever I think Bill, I think Paladins and Rangers. So full spell catch is going to be great to see you play that. So yeah, thanks for the introduction, Bill. We'll see how that goes. All right, moving on to Brian.
Hey guys, my name is Brian. I've been playing D&D for a while. I play with my wife Natalie, who's here in this campaign. We both play on Wednesdays too, so if you watch that, I play Dr. Brandel Crane there. But in this case, I'll be playing a gnome artificer, which my first time playing the class. As we all know, it's quite complicated, but I feel like I have enough time to kind of dive into it, so we'll see how it goes. D&D is awesome to get away and to immerse, and it's something that is good. It challenges me, and I feel like every time I think I've understood something or an action or a component or something I'm doing D&D, I just learn like, wait, I interpreted that wrong. So I love the fact that you're always learning in D&D, and I certainly enjoy that part of this. So I'm looking forward to this campaign.
Excellent. Appreciate that introduction, Brian. And next we'll move to Dylan.
Hey everybody, my name is Dylan. I am from the East Coast, but I currently live out here in Colorado. I thoroughly enjoy creating dynamic characters. I really put a lot of thought into how I build them, how they react. I'm very true to my character. I play them to a core, down to ideals and faults. That's kind of how I've always played the game. As a dungeon master in my home brew games and things like that, I play with real dice. I enjoy challenges and creating puzzles for my team. So I really enjoy playing with Adam and the group that we have here, because it gives me new creative outlets, and that's why I love D&D. It brings people together from all across the United States, Canada, and wherever. I don't know if we have anybody from Mexico, but I think just Canada with Volt. But other than that, it just brings a lot of people together to enjoy a story. And I think Adam is a great storyteller. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I'll be returning every Sunday.
Appreciate that introduction, Dylan. Yeah, definitely big parts of the game is the storytelling and just the camaraderie with the group. So yeah, appreciate that. And we will move next to Natalie.
Hello, everybody. My name's Natalie. I am Playing Bryn Fuseflaw in this campaign. I play on Wednesdays, and my character on Wednesday's name is Lexi. Both of them are barbarians, which is currently my favorite class because it's pretty basic and easy, and I can put more of my time and effort into the roleplay aspect of the games. I'm married to Brian, who's Finn in this campaign, and Brandel in the other one. I discovered D&D a few years ago, basically through Stranger Things, which is kind of embarrassing, I suppose, but it's been a lot of fun, and I really feel like I missed out by not having discovered it years ago when I was younger. So anyway, glad to be here, love this gang, and looking forward to this campaign.
Thanks for the introduction, Natalie. And yes, as we always say, we won't hold it against you that you're married to Brian, right? We'll try to make sure to just put that on every month.
Oh.
But great introduction. No, looking forward to seeing Brian's a great player. So, moving on to last but not least, of course, is Jordan.
Hey guys, I'm Jordan. This is going to be my third 5th edition campaign, all of them with Adam so far. The first one we did Curse of Strahd and died horribly at level 5. Second one, we made it to 9th level before I had to quit for work reasons, but now I'm back and happy to be playing. I'm playing a rogue this time, so it should be interesting butting heads with Victor and everyone else who is not interested in dealing with my antics, but it should be fun.
Yes, the dreaded CR real-life responsibilities that got into the way of the game. Looking forward to having Jordan back in the group and seeing how things go. Yeah, so appreciate that introduction, Jordan. All right, so that is the player group. Quick info about me. I am Adam. I've been playing D&D for about 30 years now. Most of that on the DM side of the screen, though I do like playing as well. But yeah, it's very interesting seeing a lot of this stuff come together and be able to be part of those stories and give everybody an opportunity to really bring their characters to life and sort of how they envision them and try to make them stand out and get an opportunity to just live in those shoes for a little bit of time each week. So looking forward to this campaign. Quick note for anybody that is watching, this is a introductory campaign, so you can expect that the material, the content is going to be a bit more on the basic side, a bit more right on the nose type of thing. You're not going to find a whole lot of crazy mystery and strange puzzles that are, pretty common in my homebrews. So, but as we get a little further into this, I'm sure we'll start to add a bit more elements of that. But at least to get us off the ground, we're going to keep it basic right off the module. So we'll see how things go. All right, guys. So without further ado, I will give you guys the introduction to the module itself. So, nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains is the mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Phandalin's residents are quiet, hard-working folk who came from distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, and children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons within easy reach in case the need for arms should arise. Visitors are welcome here, particularly if they have coin to spend or news to share. The Stone Hill Inn at the center of town offers modest lodging and meals. A couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside the town master's hall, is a job board for adventurers. So we pick up with our group inside the Stone Hill Inn, and I think we will go ahead and get our first roll of the campaign and just ask everybody to roll a d20.
Okay.
All right, let's see. We've got a couple 18s so far. If we're missing dice from anybody else, I think we're missing... Oh, there's one a little higher up. So, wow, look at that. We got 3 18s. Wow, okay, that's ominous. All right, 3 18s. I'm just going to randomly pick somebody. How about we go with Kurtu? So, Kurtu, go ahead and describe for us, and you can decide and be creative as you like. You're currently in the Stonehill Inn. What is Kurtu doing in the Stonehill Inn? Where is he at? Is he sitting at a table? Has he just walked in? Is he coming downstairs from having booked a room last night? Give us an idea of what Kurtu's doing and where he's at.
I'm working. I'm out there trying to. I've been asked to keep the area clean, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm earning some coins.
All right, so we see our kobold character here inside the Stonehill Inn, and who is currently perhaps applying a bit of trade here and trying to clean up. As far as Kurtu's description, why don't you go ahead and give us a basic description of what Kurtu looks like and any distinctive marks anybody might notice just by glancing towards him.
Yeah, so Kurtu is approximately 4 feet. At least I'll tell you he's probably taller than 4 feet, but he is definitely not cobalt that is most common around here. He has more of a goldish tint to him, kind of commoner clothes. You can tell that, and anyone who knows him will know that he favors his cloak for some reason. He just enjoys wearing cloaks, so he thinks it makes him look spiffy.
All right, excellent. So as Kurtu is here in the inn, he's cleaning up, I heard, so I imagine he's sort of moving around the inn, right? Kind of hitting different tables and trying to clean up, or is he more focused where he's at and just kind of cleaning up his own little local area here?
I've been given some free food and some free drinks if I help clean up the area, so I'll be using a little bit of magic sometimes to clean it up.
Excellent. So serving, a little bit of assistant capacity here to the Stonehill Inn. All right, so as this is occurring, we will move to our next 18, and I'm just going to randomly pick Bryn here. So Bryn in the Stonehill Inn, where is Bryn at? Has she just arrived? Is she sitting at a table? Is she throwing spitwads at Kurtu? What is she doing?
Bryn is sitting at a table, has ordered a plate of food, and she's got her utensil, and she's just kind of moving it around on her plate, and is kind of like grossed out by the food that she's been served and kind of disappointed. And she's got kind of like a pout on her face, and her eyes are darting around the room because she doesn't trust the people here.
All right, excellent. And as she's sitting at that table, any sort of passers-by, as they take a glance at her, go ahead and give us a description of what they would notice by looking at Bryn.
She is pretty striking in that she's still got some of her tribal makeup and tattoos that are visible, and she's got kind of like a very dour look on her face, and she just looks kind of almost animalistic. Just like she's still a little wild.
All right, and is she obviously an adventurer? Like anybody looking at her, would they see equipment on her, weapons, armor, anything of those sort, or has she kept some of that stuff elsewhere?
Yeah, she's got a great sword, a bloodstained great sword strapped to her back, and she's like pretty muscle bound for an elf, and yeah, she's got like leather kind of outfit on, so she looks like she could handle herself.
All right, excellent. Yeah, you notice the proprietor of the Stonehill Inn, who you've seen before and probably overheard his name, if not even spoken to the man himself. He is this sort of shorter, kind of friendly, smiled human. You know him to be named Toblin Stonehill. Obviously, that is where the Stonehill Inn gets its name from. You notice he kind of casts a glance towards you, particularly towards that blood-stained great sword, as that's giving him a bit of concern. But we will move next then to Kat. Where is Kat currently in the Stonehill Inn, and what is she doing?
Kat is probably at the bar, has a drink with her, but probably isn't drinking. Watching Kurtu with bemused interest, because they've been together in this town for a while, but she's also kind of scanning the room, looking to see who else is around here. keeping an eye on things while her main focus is on the kobold, but she's definitely keeping awareness out for anyone else who might be coming in or bustling around.
All right, excellent. And on any sort of passersby or any patrons here in the inn as they look towards Kat, what kind of takeaway would they have? What's striking about her, or what sticks out?
What probably sticks out is that she's trying not to stick out. She probably has her dark green cloak up around her head and around her back to conceal her more unusual features. But it's probably not enough to fully conceal her large cat-like ears on top of her head, and they can probably see them twitching as people shout or merriment is happening nearby as her ears swivel to hear what's going on. She's relatively well dressed as well. She's got armor on, but she likes her fashion too.
All right, sounds like she's trying to keep a bit of a low profile here. So we've met our first three characters. So quick recap, we've got Kurtu, who is currently moving about and cleaning up here in the Stonehill Inn. We've got Bryn, who's sitting at one of the tables looking quite dour as she's kind of just pushing food around on her plate. And we've got Kat, who's currently sitting at the bar and sort of just watching Kurtu and his antics and sort of checking the scene out and trying to stay low. Next, we will move to our next highest roller, which looks to be Finnegan. What is Finnegan currently doing in the Stonehill Inn?
Okay, well, you'll see Finnegan. He's sitting at the bar, and he's on a bar stool, but his feet are dangling. And they're kicking like he's like a sixth grader at lunch, and his legs are just kicking back and forth. He has 3 plates of food in front of him, and they're all different varieties, whatever he could order. And he's tasting every one of them, and hopefully he's engaging in conversation with Toblin, if he can, to complement the food, although Finn knows very well in his proficiency in cooking and as a chef, as a chef, that could be a little better, but he's thinking to himself he doesn't want to cause any problems, just trying to make friends with the inn, because that's where he grew up. He's son of the famous Tiglo Tavern and Inn in Amphil, so he feels very at home here.
All right, excellent. Yeah, and once again, as the proprietor looks towards your character here, towards Finn, or as anybody's passing by and sort of looking towards Finn again, does anything about his appearance stand out other than what's already been described, obviously being a gnome and on the shorter side?
No, nothing would stand out except that he's outgoing, smiling, gracious, short, obviously. He's got nothing on his body that would alert you. In fact, he only has a dagger and a sling to his side. He's got a lot of boxes of utensils and a lot of tinkerer's stuff and little kits and stuff, but it's all sitting next to the bar stool next to him, and he's just really enjoying the food and trying his best to compliment it without sounding too false.
Excellent. So it sounds like he probably blends in with some of the other patrons around here that are not calling too much attention to themselves. And then we will move to our next highest character who rolled, and that will be, I believe, Talhoun. Yeah, so what is Talhoun doing here in the Stonehill Inn?
Yeah, so I imagine Talhoun openly geared to the teeth. Like, you see a lance and a huge sword strapped to his back. He's got chainmail, but he is sitting on a bar stool right next to Kat. Having been 17 years old, he's probably sitting there trying to enjoy his first alcoholic drink, hanging out with Kat. However, he almost looks around as if he has like an alert look around him, like he's trying to make sure nothing shady happens.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I can only imagine having to probably duck or move awkwardly here to get a lance inside of the place. But yeah, certainly sticking out. That will definitely call some attention. And I imagine some people probably looking towards it and kind of eyeballing it, and just you probably hear a little bit of, hushed speakings of, what in the world is this thing? And that kind of talk from behind you. You already mentioned that he is very heavily armed, so I'm picturing sort of a heavy armed warrior with this equipment. Anything else about his appearance that is striking or in any way unique or would jump out to folks?
Oh yeah. This dude is very handsome. However, he looks, other than being openly armed to the teeth, he he's just very like he looks like he is expecting trouble in such a open area. Like, oh my gosh, you guys hang out in public like this? That kind of thing. Keep in mind he grew up aristocratic, so this is very out of the ordinary for him.
All right, perhaps maybe a little bit of a noblish air around him as he imagines himself to be quite handsome and sort of just striking in his appearance and trying to see if everybody is reacting to the way he envisions himself here. So far, it's been kind of a calm night, though. Nothing too amazing or too exciting seeming to happen in this small town of Phandalin. And we will move to our last character, Bramble. What is Bramble currently doing?
Well, Bramble's kind of cautious, so he's hanging around Bryn, but he's short, so you can only kind of see his ears, and he's kind of trying to tug on the barmaid's dress to get her attention, because he knows Bryn gets angry when she doesn't eat, and he wants to make sure he gets some food too.
All right, excellent. So it sounds like Bramble's sitting at the same table that Bryn is and kind of on the other side. For some reason, I'm picturing almost like a booster chair here for our very short friend who's trying to hop up on the table and make sure he is spotted as some of the folks kind of moving about here. Anything about his appearance that sticks out? Any particular gear or anything other than obviously being a fairly rare race here in Phandalin, which is Harengon, sort of a rabbit folk individual. Is there anything other that sort of just pulls everybody's eye or any kind of that would cause more attention than just sort of your typical kind of look?
I would probably say his uniform that he wears. He's shirtless, bare-chested. He's got a black and white fur pattern, but his right arm has this chitinous leather armor, and at the very top of the shoulder blade is just a black eye, just a single black eye, and he carries a black quarterstaff as well. That's about 1.5 feet taller than him. He actually looks extremely fit and very athletic.
All right, excellent. So the group has all met each other in the past. You're all familiar with one another. Doesn't necessarily mean you're all the greatest of friends, but you probably have had some early conversations about what you're doing here in Phandalin and what your plans might be. So we already met our first 3 characters, and we'll do quick summaries of our next 3 characters here. So first we've got Finnegan here, who's sitting at the bar and sampling the food and thinking he probably could have made something a bit better as his feet dangle there from the bar stool. We've got Talhoun, who's also up at the bar over near Kat, who's trying to ignore him, and he is sort of sitting here with this very large lance sticking off of his back and certainly drawing the attention of anybody looking by. Probably too many people are focused on that lance to really notice much about him as an individual. And then lastly, we've got Bramble, who's sitting across from Bryn there with a quarterstaff that's fairly large and tugging on the barmaid's dress. So yes, you will notice Bramble, the barmaid, sort of feels this tug and looks down and says, "Oh, didn't see you there. What do you want?"
It's okay. Can we have some fresh meat? Maybe bacon or pork and eggs if you have it and you don't mind making them, and maybe 2 glasses of goat's milk. Is that okay, Bryn? Do you want some milk?
It doesn't matter. I hate the food here. Sucks.
Maybe we can ask that chef guy if he can give us some more of that seasoning that he showed us last night. But yeah, we'll take that, ma'am, if you don't mind.
You notice she looks at you a bit embarrassed here, Bramble, as she kind of like almost retreats into herself, and she says, I'm sorry to say, but what we have on the menu right now is boiled parsnip and boiled hare. Would either of those interest you?"
The boiled hair.
She wants some meat. I don't really know what a hare is, so I'll try one. And yeah, parsnips is nice. I'll take some of those too.
And you notice she looks visibly relieved. Oh, that's good. Okay, yes. All right. I'll go get what we can get for you. Those meals will be 8 copper each. I assume that's not going to be a problem, right?
Oh no, not a problem at all. And I'll hand her a single gold piece and say, "This is all I have, but you can keep the change."
And you notice she beams as she looks down and says, "Oh, wow, thank you. This will go quite a long way. Yes, let me go get that food right away." And you notice she actually kind of skips away from the table as she starts making her way back. You notice Toblin now is sort of watching this encounter very carefully as he's wiping one of these mugs with a long stained rag. You notice he then lowers his eyes back towards Finn here, and you see he kind of nods towards the table where this action just occurred, and he says, "Aren't those friends of yours?"
What? Which ones? Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, they're my friends. They're very, very good special friends. How about that?
Interesting company you must keep, I say. It's quite odd to see individuals such as those here. I suppose it's all this news that is happening. Is that what drew you here to Phandalin?
Yes. Excuse me. Yeah. We met on the road. I met them back near Amphil, but so yeah. So we're here just looking around, trying to see what this world has to offer. As a matter of fact, honestly, like I'm a chef back home and cook and stuff, and I like to find new ingredients and explore the world and see what the world has to offer for us. And Bryn, yeah, she's like an onion. You know what I'm saying? You gotta peel it back and then you figure it out. And then Bramble, he is what he is. He's cute. He's taller than me, which is shocking. But anyway, yes, we're here to see what the world has to offer. Got any news?
You notice he looks towards you with this kind of like side-eyed glance, looks over towards Talhoun, who's sitting there, eyes up, looking towards his lance, brings this back down, continues wiping the mug here with his rag. "What this world has to offer? You're not from a different world, are you?"
Well, when you're kind of stuck in a tavern and just cooking food for nobles and playing shuffleboard and darts and stuff, and you finally get out and taste what the world has to offer, it's all new, and it's more of maybe a metaphorical phrase, really.
I see. That's quite interesting. Well, as far as news goes, you may have heard that once again the orcs have come down from the mountains to prey on the lowlands. If Neverwinter doesn't send help soon, the orcs will certainly overrun Phandalin and destroy everything we've worked so hard to rebuild.
So how long have you been rebuilding? It seems quite nice.
You notice he looks around to the building here and kind of eyes you once again, and he says, well, it's not been quite long. In fact, you probably don't know the history of Phandalin here, but it's only been a few years since people actually have made their way back and actually repaired this place so it's livable.
So, why the orcs want to come after this nice little town? It's only been here a couple of years.
The ruins have been here much longer than that, but yes, what you see around you now, things that have been put back together, has only been here for a few years. Why? Who knows? How can one guess why orcs do what they do? Am I right? And you see he looks towards you, Talhoun, his eyes kind of locking onto you. You get this impression almost of like, hey, human to human, back me up here.
And all Talhoun does is like sipping at this ale. This from his perspective, it's basically a drink made of fermented barley, and he like takes a little sip, and he hears that, looks, and gives a little nod, and continues with his drink.
And you notice he sort of eyes you up and down for a moment. Do your parents know that you took everything, that lance armor, as you left?
It was part of my journey. Why I'm here. Yes.
I'm not going to have any problems with you now, right? Do you know how to hold your liquor, I hope?
Of course I do. And I kind of give like a little side eye to Finn and Kat, and I knock back the drink a little bit.
You notice he kind of takes in a breath here and like actually rubs against his stomach here, like scratching at an itch. And then he looks back down. And you see his eyes kind of cast over toward Kat is there, and you see he looks back towards Finn and Talhoun. And what is up with this one? I can't say I can place her quite well, ma'am. How are things? Are you enjoying everything around?
You could say that.
You see he looks around. I don't suppose you want to explain further? Like, is this something lacking? Is the food not good? Is the drink subpar? What is it that is not meeting your standards?
Everything is fine. It's just present company excluded.
And you see he nods over towards Finn and says, oh, yes, I see. Interesting. Well, yes, I suppose your group will be quite interesting indeed. We don't get too many like your folks in here. Well, if there's anything else you need, feel free to let me know. I have some other patrons to take care of. Just bear with me.
What was the innkeeper's name?
His name is Toblin.
Okay.
All right, so as you guys are sitting at your various places here in the Stonehill Inn, is there anything in particular anyone is trying to do here? I know some of you guys are waiting for some food to come back, but anything else from the group that you're trying to do?
Is it busy? Are there a lot of other people around?
So this Phantom's a fairly small place as it is. So when you say busy, yeah, you probably think it is busy for Phandalin, but certainly not busy for, any larger town that you may have come from. So maybe altogether in this small establishment, there's like 20 people.
Oh, wow. That would be a lot. And then what time of day? I think I missed it.
Yeah, it's early in the morning as you guys have arrived here to grab some food and grab some drinks as you had previously discussed, and potentially we're thinking about looking into this job board issue and seeing if there was anything that would catch your eye.
Hey, Talhoun, it's in the morning. What are you drinking? Should you be drinking that?
I'm going golfing later. Maybe this is a good idea to not drink this.
Well, I mean, it's like early in the morning. We should be having, some tea or stuff, some cocoa beans.
You're right. I guess I thought it was the evening. Huh.
Well, I remember my first beer too.
Why does this not surprise me?
Yeah, it's been a long day, a long morning.
Finn again.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bramble.
Hey, can you come here?
Well, I have 3 plates of food here, and it takes me a while to climb off the stool. But okay, and I'll poke a fork into a sausage, and I'll climb down the stool, and climb up the seat and sit down next to Bryn and Bram.
You didn't have to leave your friends. They can come, and I'll wave over to Talhoun.
Oh, they're getting to know each other.
Oh.
As he says that, I'll walk over to the table.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna grab my drink and keep moving. This day drinking thing is pretty great.
They're following you, Finn. But Bryn here, she doesn't like the food here. Can you help her? You have some seasoning, salt, or something?
Yes. Oh, Bryn, Oh, why are you so dour? Come here, give me that. Give me that. You'll see he's gonna pop open a little, 8-inch long little cookie utensil kit. He's gonna pop it open, and let's see. Let me take a taste. Oh no! I'm gonna put some spices in there. So that should be good. How about that? Try that. Try that.
Well, we don't have the food yet. Is that why you're a chef? Can you imagine it like that?
Oh, I thought she was poking at it, right?
She's waiting on it.
Oh.
She gets that way. But man, you
I imagine, based on what's been described so far, she's probably poking at food that's been here for a while. So when the offer of new food came out, maybe this was more interesting as far as some type of cooked meat. And yes, that is what is waiting the arrival.
Oh, okay. So he'll say, you know what, Britt, you've helped me a lot. I have a little treat for you. Here, you should eat this. And I'll pull out like it's a leaf that's kind of wrapped, and inside of it's like a little fig berry. It's sweet and it has vegetables. It's a treat. You should try it. It should hold you over. It's like an appetizer. How about that?
I think maybe you should give this to Bramble, but I don't know. He just ordered hare, so I am not used to keeping company with cannibals.
what? Is that what is
You're
a hare?
all very sick.
Is that a?
This is a very sick world.
I don't understand. What is a hare?
Quite a delicacy where I am from.
Somebody else tell him.
We never ate them where I'm from. They're wild animals, as far as I'm concerned. Hares, bunnies, rabbits.
What? Like me?
Well, you, but in animalistic. Yeah, you're nothing like an actual hare.
Yes, they're much smaller, tastier, and louder when they scream.
Well, if you like them, then you can have the one that I ordered. And I guess I'll take Bryn's suggestion. Maybe I will eat that, Finn.
Okay, here. It should be sweet, but like I said, it's got the vegetables, nutrients, lots of macros.
Thank you.
And you'll take one of my treats. So whenever you eat it, you get 2 temporary hit points.
Oh, he goes ahead. He just eats it immediately. Wow. Did you make this?
Yeah, I did. Just on the road, it took a minute. Is it bland? Does it need more salt?
Oh no. It's good. It's good. I feel faster or stronger. I also may have taken a few of the darts from your parents' place. I'm sorry, Finn, but they're really cool.
Oh, they won't miss it. Those nobles always steal the darts, take them home. They're drunk all the time.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm Bramble. What's your name? And I'll look over at Talhoon.
Yeah, my name's Talhoon. I'm sure that you might have maybe heard of me. I'm essentially what I've been told is a prodigy. Yeah, and that's all he says. And he kind of looks down at his drink.
Would I be able to notice any iconography? Because Bramble is extremely perceptive. I guess you guys would know just a little bit about him, but he's basically like a city watch or like a cop, so to speak. So would he notice any iconography or any kind of amulet or anything on you?
Yeah, I imagine he has a huge tabard. Tabard. Maybe that's not the right word. But I imagine he has a huge symbol of Lathander on his chest.
And so I'll point to it and I'll say, well, that looks like you're pretty important. And then I'll show you the one on my arm, which is the eye. I've got one of those too. I'm happy to meet you. You look very capable, but I recommend not getting in the way of the bear. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, he kind of cocks his head.
You'll you'll learn. You'll learn. You'll meet the bear.
Yeah, and I kind of nod my head. And, okay. maybe I won't. Let's hope.
And then I'll look over at the other individual with the cloak, and I'll kind of like try to peek under the cloak. Hi. Hi. Who are you?
Hello. I've seen you around before. My name is Kat.
Hi, Kat. Do you have ears?
Most people do. And then I'll pull the cloak hood down to show him my face.
Oh, wow. Wow. I haven't seen any other people with ears like those. Can you hear really well?
You could say that.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Kat. This here is Bryn. Once she eats a little bit, she'll be a bit more talkative. I promise.
No, I won't.
Come on, Bryn. You promised.
What did I promise?
She would just try to be a little bit nicer if we're going to travel with other people.
It's quite alright. The strong silent type has its uses.
I kill other people and protect them. What more do they need to know?
I don't know. What's your favorite color, Bryn?
Blood red.
Thank you. I'm sure that tells everybody at the table a lot about you. But, Bryn, did you notice that creature over there? The one that kind of looks like a lizard? Have you seen one of those before?
And as you glance over towards where Kurtu is, as you're doing a bit of cleaning up, you notice one of the patrons turns with this sloshing mug here of probably ale, even though it is morning, as he turns and kind of spins. And first actual roll of the campaign, Kurtu, give me a acrobatics check. You can feel free to make this one publicly, just right from your sheet.
Now one.
Yeah, you notice as he's kind of like turning towards you, you see him, you're able to just get just out of the way here, Kurtu, as he like puts the mug just a little bit over your head and looks back down. Ha! Watch where you're going, little guy. You almost made me spill my drink. And you notice he just kind of looks and just stomps off, gets closer to the bar as he's like swinging his mug kind of left and right. You get the impression of this guy probably is a bit of a day drinker.
I wish he did spill his drink. Then I'd be able to clean it up and make sure that I get paid for it.
And as you're looking towards him and kind of look back, Kurtu, you notice probably several members at the table looking right towards you, as I imagine Bramble's kind of pointing towards you, and Bryn's like, I imagine, sort of trying to not look that way, or if she is, not looking particularly interested. But it certainly seems as though some of them are focusing on you.
I'll put my hand down really quickly and try to like look around like I'm not looking at him.
Don't
I'm
worry,
gonna
he
walk
doesn't
right
bite.
over there.
Oh man, here he comes.
Here, who comes?
Well, I was pointing at him. I didn't mean to. It was rude.
It won't be a problem. How have you been, Kurtu?
Hi, Cat. Have you, looks like you're making friends. I didn't think that would be something you would do.
I always keep my options open.
Are they making a mess over here? Can someone please just kind of accidentally spill something so that I can clean it and that, because I'm trying to tell I'm trying to get in Tobin to tell him how much he needs me.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll slowly, while making direct eye contact with him, just take the drink that I had and just tip it onto the floor next to me.
And you do so as you've also noticed Bryn has just sort of like tossed some of her food on the ground. So yeah, you notice there's a bit of a mess here on the ground now, Kurtu.
Oh no! I need to clean this up.
He's a strange Bramble. You're
Well,
right
I
to
make
point
sure
out.
that I have eye contact with the owner and everything if he's around, Adam, just to kind of.
See, I'm working.
You notice he's kind of turning the corner as he's coming back from the kitchen area, and you can see that the waitress that was waiting on both Bryn and Bramble is coming back with a couple of platters, and he sees you down there kind of waving your hands and pointing as you're casting the spell, and you see he looks, and I imagine sort of like the spell kind of just soaks up, and perhaps the food you're just kind of picking up bits and pieces of that kind of thing, and you see he looks towards you and just kind of gives like a perfunctory nod as he continues with his business.
Thanks, everybody.
Whoa. You can do magic?
Of course I can. But for right now, I'm just trying to make some ends meet. But I'm hoping to be able to go and, Kat and I were talking about making some real coin soon. I mean, these copper pieces and, free eggs are just a little bit.
Well, Bryn and Finn and I, we saw some stuff on the job board outside. It might be too much for just the three of us, but maybe if we all teamed up.
That big guy there, he's got a big stick. I'm sure he knows how to swing that.
Yeah, and he's got a handsome face, man. Maybe he can help us talk out of things too. We don't always have to fight,
Oh, I know Calhoun. He's always at the Tea Glow Tavern. He's the type of guy who, likes to party, likes to challenge. He's kind of off the cuff kind of thing. So yeah, I'm sure he's down for anything. He's one of those guys.
And I kind of look with like a cocky smile, and yeah, I'm down for a little adventure, I suppose.
Hey, Adam, while the waitress is there bringing in the food, I'm going to say,
I think I've earned an egg.
And you see she looks down to her and says, "Oh, yes, Kurtu, I'll bring you another egg. Oh, eggs." And you see she sits at platter.
Raw, of course. Don't bother cooking it.
And you see she nods and says, "Yeah, I know by now this is, And you see she sets the platter down. There's these boiled parsnips, and yeah, you can see what looks to be some boiled meat as well, and she slides that over towards Bryn. It is shaped a little bit perhaps odd, but yes, those of you familiar would definitely recognize it as being hair. She also puts down a couple of mugs of water as well as a couple of cider. And you see she smiles very happily towards you, Bramble, and looks down and says, I hope this will be good. Is this everything you needed?
Sure, thanks.
I don't want to be rude, but I'm just so curious. Can I pet your ears?
Yeah, sure.
And you notice she kind of reaches forward, almost like you'd imagine with a cat, and she kind of just does this like quick stroke, and then she gives you like this smile and perks up a little bit and spins and kind of starts walking back towards the inn, or back towards the kitchen.
Huh? That happens a lot here, Bryn. How come nobody scratches your head?
I don't know. You
It's
must
probably
be more
losing
approachable.
I could guess.
So I'm gonna stand up on the chair, and then stand up on the table. I walk over to Bramble and look at Curacy and say, "What is so special about that? Why was it? Can I pet your ears too? I never thought of it."
Sure. I don't see why not. And I'm
Okay.
gonna look over at Kat while everybody's petting my ears, like that kind of look. Like, do people pet your ears also?
Does he say this out loud, or is he just looking at me?
No, it's kind of like a look.
I just narrow my eyes at him.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes in response and then look over at Finn. That's enough, thanks.
And I'm looking very curiously. I'm focused. My eyes are squinted. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I'll step back to the chair and I'll look at boiled hare, and I'll say, "What? There's only one way to cook a batch of conies, and it's not by boiling it. You need to grill it. These people, they don't know how to cook a batch of conies."
I would agree with you, but this is all I've had to eat today.
Yeah, you probably should just let her eat it, man.
Okay, well, first, how about some of this, a little bit of this, and I'll look around because I don't want to insult the chef, because I know better than, salt and pepper on the table is an insult to the chef. So I'm just going to look around and try to season it myself.
Okay, yeah, and it doesn't look like there's too many eyes right on your table at this moment, so yeah, you don't guess that anybody perhaps spotted this. But yeah, you use a little bit of seasoning and things to bam up the dish here.
There you go. Should be good. How about that?
It is better.
You sure don't want this treat? It's a little dessert.
Fine.
There you go.
You know, I've been eating at the Tiglo my whole life. Such a wonderful place. The food has always been wonderful.
Yeah, you won't find boiled conies there, that's for sure.
Exactly. What? Joblin, whatever his name was, spoke of some orcs. Why don't we go check that out?
Well, we need to eat first.
Well, I don't want to be in this. I don't know. Lowland area. These. And I kind of say it very quietly, but. These. Lesser class people. And I kind of look at Finn there. Maybe we should, I don't know, leave sooner or later. Sooner rather than later.
Well,
Are you in some kind of hurry to get out of here, Talhun?
Not exactly. I just... these aren't really the people that I associate
Say
with.
he's a snob.
Yeah. Snob. I hate that word. Perhaps the word should be, better than you, kobold.
Hey,
Although I have no animosity towards you. Absolutely
Oh no,
none.
that's very apparent.
That's okay, Kurt, you're used to this kind of stuff. A lot of people mistaken kobolds and they think that all kobolds are nasty. And I can tell you, Kurt's not nasty.
Well, very well, but I would be pleased if we left here very soon. And I look at Finn. Not to rush anybody, but
okay, well, these boiled links are interesting. I've never had boiled link. Okay, yeah, we should check out the board. Yeah. I brush my hands on my shirt.
But that won't be necessary, darling. I have us covered. And then I'll produce the notices, I guess, that I have on my person. And lay them on the table.
Very resourceful, this one.
And I'll say, comrades, friends, Talhun, I believe that these will sufficiently pique our interest for a time. And then I'll hand them out to other people. I don't know how many there are, but I'll pass them out.
Yes, there are 3 in total.
I acquired these from the bulletin board downtown earlier today.
Wow. Earlier today, do you sleep? You get up early? Do you get up early? What time do you get up?
I like my evenings and early mornings, to be sure.
Okay, and I'll grab one hastily. I gotta pick this one.
Which one involves the most killing?
A good question for sure. So yes, the 3 handouts that are here, they've got these set up as actual cards in Roll20. This is kind of interesting, different mechanic. I've given the 3 cards here to Kat, but I just heard that Finn took one. I'll see if I can reassign that. But Kat, you should be able to notice that the little icon is above your avatar here in Roll20. It should say Quest, and if you click on it, you should see 3 different cards that you should be able to click on.
I see them. Is there a way I can show them to the whole group, or?
That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And that's what I'm looking for in here, and I don't see that that's there. So, yeah, feel free to read one out, or if you like, I can read it out either way.
Oh, I want to hear Cat. I like his voice. Go ahead. What does it say?
Very well, small one. So I'll grab the first one, and is this like exactly as written? This is the notice that...
It is, yes.
Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have begun an archaeological dig for treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them, then return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces.
Okay, that's a good one.
Dragons? Oh, that we need to go there.
No, let's wait till we vote later. Go ahead. That's the other one.
Alright, number 2. A clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard are known for their magical inventions. They might have something with which to defeat a dragon. I'm sensing a common theme here. Get whatever you can from them. If you do bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourselves, Townmaster Harbin Wester will pay you 50 gold pieces for it.
Oh, I vote that one.
Yep, that sounds great.
The White Dragon. We need to go to the White Dragon.
What is your name, Cobalt Kurdu? What? Why?
I'm looking for dragons.
Yeah, for why?
Because I'm looking for a gold dragon who we had in our clan, and she left us, and so now I'm finding another dragon or finding her.
Well, I think that's a good reason. Maybe the gnomes sounds better. Honestly, my best friend was a gnome. I think that gnomes would be great.
What is the third one?
The third one, the local midwife, an acolyte of Shantea? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandalin. With dragon sightings becoming common, it's not safe for her to be alone. Urge Adabra to return to Phandalin. Once she's safe, visit Townmaster Harbin Wester to claim a reward of 25 gold pieces.
I definitely do not want that one. That one involves no blood whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's also only worth half the price, so... The others are 50.
Yes, but it sounds simple, and that would be easy coin.
I thought you wanted
And
the
then
dragon.
Well, yes, and then we go get the dragon.
I vote the gnomes.
One or two, I don't care. Just not number 3.
Dragon sounds dangerous.
Well, I am in favor myself of visiting the dwarf prospectors. It does say that they are digging for treasure and relics. We might be able to find something there that would entice the gnomes, since it doesn't seem like we are being given anything to offer them in exchange for these magical inventions the townmaster is requesting. But perhaps we can follow up on that if we decide to go to Nomengard.
Well, perhaps. And Talhoun kind of takes this really long sigh, and perhaps this lady of Shantae is part of what I'm supposed to do. I am lost, doing my pilgrimage.
No, you just want to save a damsel in distress and be a hero.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And that one had nothing to do with dragons.
Dragons are scary. Never met one. Hope to never meet one.
Oh, some of them are good.
What do you think, Finn?
Well, I kind of like your idea of visiting the dwarves first before we go to the rock gnomes. Is that what you're thinking? Something like that?
Something like that. I just don't feel we might... I feel we might get there and not have anything to offer. So, if we go somewhere else first, acquire whatever it is we might acquire there, then we might have additional leverage with this trade that is going down in Nomengard.
Yes, you're very smart. Yeah, I know gnomes pretty well, and they're a very curious bunch, and they would do a lot. They found some fancy stuff. They'd be really interested in stuff like that. They're tinkerers, kind of like me.
Except you cook.
Yeah, I cook. I cook better than boiled conies.
Is my count off, or are we missing someone? Where did the rabbit go?
The rabbit's
He
being
hopped
particularly
away.
quiet, as I believe IRL he has been disconnected due to a power outage, but we'll presume he is here and very eagerly and interestingly following along.
Let's flip a coin. It is between 1 and 2. Here, I will flip one. Oh, you flipped one. Okay, number 2.
Okay, I flip one.
No. Only one of us flips one.
Oh,
Oh, but now we're at an impasse.
well, I accidentally flipped one.
The first one counts.
I happen to know dragons. And I'm telling you, if we don't have anything to give the dragon's not... I mean, they're greedy, We need to find something to give the dragon so we can keep it.
I am not following your logic.
I'm thinking we could give the dragon you. Compared to.
We could just give him your lance since nobody else is using it.
Oh, that's actually a good option. I've been thinking about ditching this. I don't know why my father sent me with a lance.
Maybe the gnomes have something that we could give the dragon so the dragon will be on our side.
Hey, can you post the gnome one, Adam? Or put it in...
You're looking just for the text for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Are all conversations in this land this ongoing and complicated?
believe, unfortunately, yes.
Only among certain company. I'm not surprised Talvin thinks that.
All right, so it sounds like there's a couple of options, and perhaps the group is not sure exactly which one they want to go on. Do we want to take this to a vote?
I want to ask Jordan. Where are the dwarves? Where'd you get the dwarves thing?
So that's the first one. It says it's kind of like the third one. It says that the dwarf prospectors are out in the mountains at an archaeological dig. We need to go there, warn them about it, and then come back, and we get 50 gold for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It says they're out looking for treasure and relics. So I was just thinking maybe if they have something, we could acquire it from them and use that as additional
Cash money.
No, I like that. I vote the dwarf one for sure. That's a great idea. We gotta keep this one around. It's smart.
Now that I think about it, the dwarven excavation seems pretty safe. Knock on wood, and I knock on the table. Knock on wood. No, we don't have any complications.
Kurt
There are
needs
always
treasure.
complications.
I vote one. The dwarves.
Hey, Bryn, what kind of weapon are you carrying?
This is a bloodied greatsword, in case you can't tell.
That was Bill asking, so no, I couldn't.
He didn't do the Kurtu voice. It was Bill.
Oh, sorry, she has a greatsword.
Great sword lady wants to go find dwarfs too, right?
I could kill dwarves as easily as I could kill gnomes.
Oh my gosh.
That's brutal. It seems like we made a decision. Let's go
They
visit.
don't taste nearly as good as hair.
Sorry.
Yeah, they don't taste nearly as. I think we've made a decision. Let's go see the dwarves and their relics.
All right, so is the group ready to exit the Stonehill Inn here and head right for this direction? Do you guys want to look around Phandalin a bit? Does everybody feel like they have the supplies that are necessary for this bit of a trip?
Well, yeah, we don't even know where we're going. And as I'm just talking about this, I grab the boiled coney and I put it in my cooking utensil box. And I grab some boiled leeks. I'm like, we have to fill up our water skins. We need a map. We don't know where we're going, but I got this. I got this. Let's see, we got water and food, and I'm just gonna keep to myself and kind of talking to myself in that way.
We can ask for directions. The posting is not too specific, but it looks like it was posted by this town master. So we find him, we ask him where we're going, and then we go on our way. Unless anyone would like to buy additional provisions for the road.
Can I trade? Can I trade my chainmail for not chainmail?
It's your starting equipment. You're like, nah, that was a bad choice.
That was a bad choice. No, it's good.
Why is your chainmail a bad choice?
I'm thinking half plate would be better, but no,
Half
is
plate
it-
is pretty expensive.
yeah, it's expensive. Let's run it. Whatever. Let's just do it. Can I get some goggles of the night?
So it sounds like you guys are wanting to exit the Stonehill Inn here and perhaps check out Phandalin a bit?
Yes, and I think if we could find a map, that would be wonderful, because I don't know where we're going.
All right, as you guys have had your opportunity to eat a bit of food here and drink and reconnect with one another, having agreed to look into some of these job postings here on the job board and see what might be of interest to you. Sounds like you guys have likely settled on one. But for now, you exit out of the Stonehill Inn and see several of the patrons watching your fairly interesting group make their way out. All right, so you guys just exited the Stonehill Inn. And the Stonehill Inn is actually located, let's see, it is like essentially right in the middle of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little pointer here. So this here is a Stonehill Inn. And as you guys have exited, you're more towards like the middle of town. And what I'll do is, as you've explored some of these areas, I'll just go ahead and reveal the names as reminders of what is where. All right, so some of you guys are from here in Phandalin, so obviously be a bit familiar, but without wanting to do just a big info dump. If there's some places that you would like to check out, high level, you would know that there is basically two main stores, for the lack of a better term. There's a place over here called Barthen's Provisions. Tends to have sort of basic stuff, more like non-adventuring gear. They might have some stuff for adventurers, but not really like weapons and armor, that kind of thing. And then there is another shop known as the Lion Shield Coaster, which is much larger, and that is more kind of adventuring type equipment they tend to have.
And what's this, Adam?
So Phandalin is actually it's built on previous ruins. So this would be part of the ruins from back a long time ago, but what it's being used for current day is sort of like a little shrine.
Copy that.
Guys, if we have provisions, perhaps we should just go to those mines.
And where are they, big guy?
Well, the posting on module text says that they're southeast of, or southwest of here.
Well,
Oh, and he reads too.
Of course I know how to read. Surprised you do.
But we should probably go to the town master and see if we can get more specific instructions. Let him know we're on our way, that we're responding to it. I don't know.
It would help to know what he expects us, what kind of proof he expects us to bring back. It just says to warn the dwarves. Anyone could say they warned the dwarves. I wonder what he considers completing this request to mean.
There you go. Okay, so off to the town master, Harbin Wester.
All right, so again, those of you who have spent a bit of time here in Phandalin would know where the Town Master's Hall is, and particularly Kat, having taken these postings from the job board, which is just outside of the Town Master's Hall, would certainly know where this is at.
So I will lead them there.
All right, and yeah, why don't we throw an icon on screen to represent where your group is. Kat, as you're leading for now, we'll just use you. All right, so you guys leave the Stonehill Inn and make your way over to the Town Master's Hall. The Town Master's Hall has sturdy stone walls, a pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower at the back. The job board next to the front door features a sparse number of notices, all written in common and in the same hand, though I imagine there's probably a few blank spaces at the moment, as some of these have been torn away.
Hey, are there other adventures around, Adam?
You have, while you've been here in Phandalin, particularly in the Stonehill Inn, you have spotted a few different folks that you might think might be adventurers, but it doesn't seem like an adventuring group. You get the impression of maybe, sort of individuals or maybe like a duo kind of thing. You don't really see any groups of 5-6 people all together as adventurers.
Hey, Kat, you've been here a while. Anyone... Who's taking all these notices? Are there just a bunch of vigilantes out here trying to make some money? Who's our competition?
Dealt with by taking the notices away from them.
Oh, thus you had 3. Crafty one.
Do I know anything about the town master? Have we met them before?
Only thing you really know about Harbin is that he's kind of a shut-in. He rarely ever leaves the town master's hall. He's based on common rumor around town, or perhaps just people speaking. They say that he seems to be very terrified of this news of a dragon nearby.
We'll want to knock, I should think.
Bryn will knock.
All right, Bryn, as you approach the door of this building and step up and give a hearty knock on the door, you hear from the other side a voice suddenly calls out, "If you're a dragon, know that I'm far too thin and bony to make a good meal."
I don't know what he just said. Did anyone understand that?
He said he's happy to see us, and he would be happy to answer any questions we might have.
He said go on inside.
Okay.
You attempt to open the door here, Bryn, but find that the door is locked. You hear a sort of like some wiggling behind of mechanics and wood, and you see this little slot opens that's perhaps only an inch wide, and you see these 2 beady eyes sticking out. "What do you want?"
We have chosen to undertake one of the tasks on your town board, and for some reason my companions want to inform you.
Well, that's strange. Good though, I guess.
I still am not understanding exactly what he is saying.
Lift me up. Down here. Bryn, you can carry me. Lift me up.
I'll pick him up by the scruff of his neck and...
Sorry, I don't give candy out to children anymore. I stopped doing that when the news of the dragon came in town.
Oh, and I kind of step up. Well, you see, we already warned the dwarves. Perhaps we should take care of the dragon. That's what we were coming to tell you.
What?
What he said was, we're going to warn the dwarves. Hi. Can you just, carry me underneath my armpits? Yes. And then, we don't know where exactly. Do you have a map where the dwarven excavation?
Maps are expensive.
I'm sorry, do you have a mouthful? Should we wait to eat your food? I didn't understand you.
You notice he actually raises his mouth more towards the slot now. I said maps are expensive.
Oh, okay.
Then perhaps just an estimate of how far outside of town this excavation is that we're going to. It just says southwest on the posting.
Yeah, it's southwest. It's about maybe a day's journey southwest. You get towards the hill area. It's hard to miss because there's this big kind of rock face that is flat and smooth and it sticks out. You can't miss it if you're anywhere close. Go southwest. It's like I said, about a day's journey. You might want to camp overnight depending on how fast you are, but you'll see it.
Perfect clarification. Shall we be on our way?
Yes, let's get going. This little man is making me nervous.
Okay, you can set me down. My legs are kicking.
No, not you. The other one.
All right, so we have to stay the night, so it's 2 nights. So 4 days journey. I have boiled leeks, some boiled rabbit, and I have some rations, which is disgusting. But we have full water skins. Are we good? What about tent? We need tent. Where are we gonna sleep? So I have played lots of games with Adam. We should buy tents.
Also, barricades. Yeah, I agree.
Bring your EpiPen too.
Barricades.
Well, I've also played a lot of games with that, and
Let's go to the provisions. That sounds fun.
also the armor.
We gotta make it quick because we're burning daylight.
Yep.
All right, so it sounds like you guys want to head first to Barthen's Provisions.
Well, whatever's on the way, we don't want to backtrack, so it doesn't matter. We go first.
Was that was this one?
That is
the big
the
one.
Lion Shield Coster.
Yeah, we'll go there first.
All right, you make your way over to this larger building here. Hanging above the front door of this modest trading post is a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue lion painted on it.
Oh, now I see where they got the name from. Calhoun, go ahead. It's right there. Just open the door. Just open the door.
I don't know how to open doors.
Oh.
With the.
All right, so
I opened the door for him.
Cat opens the door.
Well, not open for him. I open the door and walk in, leave him hanging.
All right. As you open the door and walk in, Cat, here, you notice a human woman behind this counter of the modest trading post. You see her eyes rise as she looks towards you and gives a slight smile that doesn't quite fill her entire face. And she sort of eyes you and says, "Welcome to Lion Shield Coaster. What can I get for you?"
We need a tent. Or 3.
A tent. Yes. I suppose you're going to want to go see Barthen's Provisions. I typically deal in weapons and armor here.
Oh. Well, that is more of the interest of our stupid friend here.
You're going to have to be more specific.
No,
I think we all just look to Talon.
Yeah, I was like, that's me. I don't know how to open doors. I kind of look down and... Do you... do you have any kind of... what is it? Punji sticks? Anything to bolster the defenses of camps?
You notice she kind of raises an eyebrow. Could you perhaps be a bit more precise in what you're looking for?
Listen, I'll be honest. I've never had to camp in the wilderness.
Where exactly is it that you're going?
We're gonna go see dwarfs.
Yeah, some mines to the south here.
Oh, well, if you're staying nearby Fandolin, I mean, yes, there's all these rumors of strange things occurring, but overall, it's not too dangerous close by town, so you could probably just sleep out with a bedroll under the stars.
Yeah, but that's I don't know, that seems very uncomfortable.
Not to your discerning tastes, I imagine.
Yeah. Yep. So I just wanted to know, while we are sleeping with bedrolls under the stars, is there any sort of way that we could, bolster our defenses?
Our friend here, Lance, would like to know if he could bring a castle with him.
Yeah.
With servants and stuff.
I'm afraid I'm fresh out of mobile castles at the moment.
So no bear traps? Anything like that?
You're jumping all over the place. First you said comfort, then you said defense. Yes, I have some traps I could sell you, but they are quite expensive, and while you seem to have the air about you, I haven't seen any coin so far. What do you have to barter with?
I give her my lance.
I give her my lance. It should change her attitude completely.
You take the lance off your back, and you see she looks at it with this sort of apprising eye and says, "Have you ever even used this thing once? It shows hardly any wear."
A couple of fights here and there.
I guess you never actually landed a strike then. Yes, I suppose I could trade the lance for a hunting trap.
Ouch. For sure.
Alright, yes, you see she takes the lance back carefully and kind of places it on this long counter in the back. And then you see she kind of moves underneath the counter, and you see she, with some effort, pulls out this hunting trap and plowns it on the counter in front of you here and says, "This should do quite well. It is fairly heavy, though, but I suppose," you see she looks you up and down, "you shouldn't have any trouble with it."
Thank you. And I kind of give this like little cocky smile, like, I got away with one. I made a good deal, even though I know I was the one who got ripped off.
Feel free to remove lance from your character sheet and add hunting trap.
Yep, I already did. All right.
I have a feeling if you ever want your lance back, it'll still be here, because I haven't seen anybody who needs a lance.
Oh, I'm sure the knights are coming by any moment for the big tournament. They're coming from all around. You see she kind of looks at you with this look that you can tell she's obviously just trying to be a smartass.
Yeah, they're going to build a castle here, is what I heard.
Hopefully it's mobile. Eh?
Well, is there anything else that your party will be needing at the moment?
I'm gonna step outside and like try to not like experiment with the trap.
And would you imagine that Talhoun has any experience using hunting traps?
Maybe once or twice.
So I would say, based on, somewhat of a familiarity, not too much expertise or anything like that, yeah, it seems like it's going to work decently well. The idea behind it is there's sort of a pressure plate, and if something steps on the pressure plate, then it is triggered, and it potentially bites into the individual that triggered the trap, and will deal a small amount of damage, and then also sort of freeze them there in place until they're able to get free.
Okay, so as long as it's operable, that's totally fine.
It looks to be in pretty good shape, yeah.
Cool. All right, yep. I am satisfied.
All right, looks like most of the rest of the group has exited out of the Lion Shield Coster, and yeah, unless there's any other business there, we'll assume you guys are out front.
I would like to buy some additional crossbow bolts if she has them.
She certainly does, yes. You see she kind of eyes you up and down briefly and says, "A quarrel, or do you need more?"
Yes, that would be sufficient.
All right then, and you see she looks down at her supply and looks back up and says, "Yes, I can sell you a case of crossbow bolts. It'll be 1 gold piece."
I will buy the crossbow bolts.
All right, she hands you over a case.
I will deduct that.
All right.
Now
so
remind me, because the player is dumb, but the character isn't. How many crossbow bolts did I just buy?
that is 20.
20. Okay.
All right, so you guys are out front of the Lion Shield Coster at the moment. Still more of the town to explore, or if you feel like you're prepared and ready to go, you can certainly head off down towards this quest.
We still need tents.
I need to go to provisions. One more stop.
All right, so yeah, you guys definitely have passed by Barthen's Provisions at some point in time. So you make your way over to Barthen's Provisions, heading through that main area of this town. Once again, probably striking you of how small potatoes this place is. Anybody that comes from a much bigger town, you would probably have the impression that this is kind of like a backwater village, even though it's slightly larger than a village, but overall it's pretty small potatoes, as mentioned. As you make your way over to the provision store, you can see the door is kind of like loosely hanging here. Every now and again, the wind starts to pick up a little bit. You can see it like kind of wraps against the frame of the building. Obviously, it's not well secured.
I'm gonna walk inside.
All right. As you enter, you see there's this man who's sort of sitting on this stool that's kind of right behind the counter here. He's fairly thin. You can see he's kind of balding, very thinning hair. Looks to be a human. You hear the sound of like some movement in the back area as well, like someone moving supplies around perhaps. And as you enter, you hear, look sharp, lads, we might have some business. You see he looks over towards you. Welcome to Barthen's Provisions. What can I do for you?
Thank you. Nice store you got here. We're going on a little camping trip. You got a little trap. I want to catch some game. I want to, maybe cook some stuff. We're going on a little trip and see what you got to kind of help us feel at home.
What do I got? I've got almost everything. What are you looking for?
Okay, well, first off, what I'm looking for is, do you have at least one tent?
Of course I do. Yeah, 2-person tent.
Yeah. And what do those cost here?
I can sell you one for, how's about 2 gold pieces?
We'll think about it. That's true. And then, you guys have enough food?
Trail rations?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, no. Do you have, I don't know, any cheese?
It's part of the trail ration pack. Yeah, usually some hard cheeses in there, some breads and things, stuff that's not going to spoil on you,
Right. So what's in our Explorer packs? Did we use them when we came down here, Adam?
Nope. Whatever you have for your starting character stuff, you can assume you still have all of that.
I think we have 10 days rations in those, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but water, we need fill our water skins up. How about 1 tent and 2-person tent and some... Are we all filled with water, guys?
I would like my own tent. Here are 2 gold.
Okay, well, 2 tents. I'll give you 2 gold for my tent.
Oh, yeah. Same with me. And I guess I'll lay down 2 gold.
Okay, so it sounds like you're purchasing 2-person tents.
Negative.
3?
I bought 1, so Finnegan has 1.
Yep, and then I think I heard Talhoun say he wants 1 as well, right?
And Bryn wants 1.
Okay, so a total of 3. All right, you notice he kind of lights up as you're, mentioning these things you're purchasing, and you see he turns his head towards the open door that leads to the back. Thistle, bring me up 3 of the tents. Yeah, come on, hurry up. These people ain't got all day. Look at them, they're busy. They're important people. And he looks back to you. That'll be ready in just a moment. Anything else I could get you?
Yes. Do you have any raw meat?
Raw meat, huh? Well, we don't usually keep that in stock. Doesn't tend to last.
Oh, okay. Well, we intend on catching some. Yeah. That being said, we bought a new trap. A very curious thing. I've used these before where I'm from, but any tips on kind of bait would be good in this area? I'm kind of new around here.
And I assume you're showing him the trap?
Yeah. Hey, tell him. Come here. Look at this trap. What do you think?
Could be better. Could be what I have.
Well, Well,
So you
show
see
me-
as he's kind of looking over as you're pointing towards this trap Talhoun has, like, probably hanging off of his backpack at this point. Again, pretty heavy because I think they're about 25 pounds. And you see he eyes it and he says, "Oh, yeah, that model is pretty good. It's pretty hard to go wrong. You don't really bait that so much. It's not really for, that kind of a trap. It's more or less you put it in a run and then something comes by and it snaps on it, yeah? So this is going to catch bigger things. I've even seen sometimes deer get caught in this, so that'll certainly do the trick. But if it's something too small, like a rabbit, it'll just get right on through."
Oh, how do we catch a rabbit?
And you see he eyes you a little bit and says, "Oh, well, he must not be from around here. All the lads who grow up here know how to catch rabbits out in the fields and in the woods. Pretty simple. Usually just a slip knot, find the runs, place it down so when they run through, it just chokes them out, and you come back and collect your meat."
Oh, the old school way. That's a good way. What do you think? Yeah, that's good enough. I think these 2 tents are fine. 3 tents is fine then.
You notice this young man comes out carrying 2 of the tents and sets them down and then runs back real quick and pulls out a 3rd one and sets it on the counter. Good lad. And he looks back towards you. "All right, that'll be 6 gold pieces."
Yep, I paid him 2.
Yep, 2.
All right, as each of you hands over your 2 and he collects those, he, of course, hands the tents over. Feel free, each of you guys that are purchasing one, to add one of those to your sheet. Again, those are fairly heavy, so it might add a bit of weight there. As long as you're not overweight, no worries. He looks towards you once again and says, "Anything else that you're going to need? Sounds like you got the food covered and you can sleep pretty well. You need any kind of lanterns or lamps or anything like that?"
No, I think we're good. But you know what? It's our first trip, so maybe we'll learn something and come back.
You say so. One tip I can tell you is make sure you've always got torches. You never know when you're going to need a little bit extra lighter heat, you know?
Very good. I'm good at making fires.
I need another water skin. How much are your water skins?
Oh, I can sell you a water skin for 2 silver pieces.
For a whole silver piece?
And you see he looks down to her and he says, "Clean the gunk out of your ear, friend. I said 2 silver pieces."
But I'm small.
Give me a persuasion check here, Kurtu. And you notice he looks towards you and kind of strokes his chin a bit and says, "I'll tell you what, if you buy 2 of them, I'll sell you 2 for 3.
Okay, I'll buy 2 of them then.
He once again, you hear him call out, "Ender, grab me 2 of the water skins!" And you hear this other little kid comes up and places the 2 water skins on the table, and he pushes them over towards you as he collects 3 silver pieces from you. He says, "All right, good deal. Those will definitely serve you well. Anything else?"
Would also buy a water skin at this point.
He will sell you one for 2
wait a
silver
second.
pieces.
No, I've got a water skin. You could buy one of mine
For 2 silver pieces.
for 2 silver pieces.
I will buy the water skin from Barthen.
Barthen will sell you one for 2 silver pieces.
Do you have change for $1?
Yeah, what's the conversion rate? Is it 10 silver to 1 gold piece?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I will go 8 and 8. And I have 2 water skins now.
All right, anything else you all need? You have everything else?
Yep, should be fine. Thanks.
All right, best of luck out there. If you need anything else, don't forget, Barthen's Provisions.
Thank you. You are my favorite person in this town.
Ah, nice to make your acquaintance, ma'am. Wish you the best of luck.
So Adam, does he have? I'm not gonna buy any, but as I'm walking around looking as a grocer, as a chef.
So he doesn't really have like stuff out in the area that you're looking at, where like it's not like a modern store where supplies are all over the walls and stuff, right? It's more or less there's like a shopkeeper's area, and then you imagine all the supply and stock is in the back. So every time he's called out for one of the kids to bring something forward, it seems like they run back there, they find something to bring it forward. If you're just looking around, you're not going to find much. If you're inquiring about any kind of food-related products, he seems to have really only the basics, pretty much just rations.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, so with provisions in hand and a hunting trap newly acquired, is there anything else you guys are wanting to do here in Phandalin before you head off?
I'm assuming, Adam, we're going like down this path. Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah, most likely. If that's the direction that you would want to head ultimately. So unless you're saying, hey, we want to, take some kind of a strange route or a non-direct route, but yeah, it's up to you guys.
Well, I think Kat's been here the longest. Kat and Kurtu, they're like best friends, right, Kat?
It sounds like in this situation, the easiest thing is the straightest way. It's not too far from town. We should be able to follow the trail for most of it.
Well, and you'll see I cinch up my backpack and get a nice smile on my face and say, well, let's be off.
All right, so you guys make your way southwest through Phandalin here, heading down towards the edge of town. You pass by some of these other buildings, notice a few of the villagers here just kind of looking towards you. Some of the little kids kind of moving back and forth, look towards you either in awe or even get some little smiles and waves, that kind of thing. But you make your way heading out further away from town, passing by some of these outlying farms and things. As you guys make your way out of Phandalin entirely and find yourself on the other map, I'll ask, which of you would like to sort of lead the group here on your path?
I will.
All right, so we've got Bryn stepping up to sort of direct the group in the direction that they're heading. So I'm going to change us over to some different music here to represent this other map. And Bryn, you obviously have this rough idea of where you're heading. Is there any kind of special precautions or anything you're doing out of the ordinary rather than just trying to go the direction that you were told?
Well, Bryn has keen senses, so she would probably just be somewhat hyper alert as they're walking, as to any movements or anything like that.
All right, fair enough. Sounds like just being focused here and trying to make sure you're not taken unaware by any kind of threats. Overall, you get this kind of very comfortable feeling, though. There's no obvious threats around you as you guys start making your short journey here. The weather seems to be quite nice. It's like an early spring day here. There's a little bit of a crisp air kind of moving through, but it's nice as you're moving, building up a bit of sweat over this hiking and cross-country, almost walking. This is, it's very nice, refreshing kind of weather, certainly not too hot. As you'll notice on this map, each of these hexes represents 5 miles in travel, so something to keep in mind as you guys are planning which way to go. But obviously you were told to head to the southwest. And if you're just kind of heading straight along and found those directions, I'll just ask you to make a quick survival check here, Bryn. This will be a blind check, so go ahead and click on your token and then use the blind check token action in the top left corner. All right, so you lead the group off and start heading to the southwest. So again, you were told that this is going to be about a day's journey. So you move down, traveling about 5 miles. As a quick reminder for your group, because of the speeds, everybody will have a minimum speed of 30 feet now. Based on the rules for overland travel, you guys are able to travel at a pace of 3 miles per hour. So you would, take about a little closer to 2 hours, perhaps to get to this hex. Spend another 2 hours getting to roughly here. Travel again another 2 hours. You've probably spent a little over 6 hours at this point in time making your way across the plains here. Again, very calm, no real issues. Seems very easy going. Again, no kind of threats, nothing along those lines. As you get to roughly here, the sun is starting to, head down. You're not near evening or anything like that. You're probably looking at somewhere in the realm of 3 p.m.-ish or so. So it's kind of, you could tell it's getting later in the day, but certainly not late. And as you travel for about another hour or so you're a little over the 6 hour mark, you start to notice the hills here. There's this very, pretty typical mountain range, but it's kind of smaller mountain range, you could think of it as. But off in the distance with the light, you can spot this area that looks to be much flatter, much like the town master explained to you. It seems as though While he said day's journey, it certainly wasn't a 24-hour journey. It was more or less, he probably guessed this about an 8-hour journey, though you guys seem to have done pretty good on timing and made it here in about 7.
And what time of day is it now?
You'd be looking like right about 3:30 p.m., something like that.
Well, do any of you want to break for food?
Yeah, we could take a little rest. There's no pressure, right? I could finish up this boiled rabbit and these leeks and try to make a special little treat for us. Just takes a short rest for me.
Very well, let's stop quickly, get some provisions, and then keep going.
All right, so it sounds like you guys break for a bit, and you wish to take a short rest here. So quick reminder about our house rule of a maximum of 2 short rests per day. So just to clarify, you guys would like to spend one of your short rests now.
Yeah, because it's probably like 5 p.m., right?
It's right about 3:30 or so in the afternoon.
But just because we're resting, does it actually mean we need to take a short rest?
The only reason you would want to spend a short rest is if you're trying to get HP back, or if there's an ability that you're trying to use that says must do this during a short rest. So that's just part of the decision you guys will have to make. Obviously, nobody's missing any HP right now, but maybe somebody has an ability that using a short rest would be beneficial for.
And, well, as we get to know our characters, I should mention this. Like, I can do, but it says as part of a short rest. I can cook special food, right? So, and I forget how we ruled this, Adam. I could post it to you in GM, and we do that. Is that because the short rests don't really count anymore? But I have this feed, so.
Yep, so yes, if you guys want to spend one of your short rests here, then you could certainly prepare these foods. And how this works is it would allow the members that eat these foods to get some temporary HP.
For how long?
Temporary HP lasts until the next long rest.
I actually forgot about that. Honestly, that sounds like a good idea.
That might be worth doing at level 1 since we're all so...
Squishy.
And besides, I can show you what a proper Tony is supposed to taste like.
Never had rabbit. I would like to try.
Hey, Brian, do you have a whole rabbit? Is that what you've got?
Yeah, I grabbed. Remember, before we left the tavern, I grabbed Adam said there were boiled leeks and boiled rabbit. So those are the special ingredients. They're not special. It says I can cook special food provided you have ingredients and cook utensils and a proficient. And I have cooked utensils, so I feel like this would make the requirement. So leeks and rabbit, it is.
Wonderful, wonderful. If you don't mind, I don't mind some of the...
And I whisper to you,
I don't mind some of the inside stuff as long as it's just slightly sizzled.
Well, I'll see if they actually boiled the insides. Maybe.
You'll just come to find out that Kurtu does not... he doesn't like his food well done, if you know what I mean.
I like easy customers.
Oh, yeah. How do you like your steak, Bramble? Or Kurtu?
All right, so it sounds like officially you guys would like to spend a short rest here, so we will go ahead and click that for you. You spent one of your short rests, spending an hour here as you guys rest and relax, and Finnegan spends some time dicing up this food, spicing it up, and kind of doing a bit of mixing and matching to it, perhaps doing a little fire and actually heating some of this food back up. But yes, the ingredients that you took are definitely already cooked, so you're pretty much, putting lipstick on a pig at this point, but hey, you're good enough at it that that's all you need to do,
All right. So I'm able to cook for creatures, it says, to 4 plus my bonus, so I'll make six meals. So that's all of us. And at the end of your short rest, creatures who eat this meal will get temp hit die 1d8. So I'll just roll 1d8 and everyone gets that.
So if they're eating it right now, yeah, so keep in mind, this is not food that you can store and take with you. This is just supposed to happen during a short rest. So what I would say is each player that eats this, just go ahead and roll a d8, and that's how many temporary HP you get from this special food.
Are we doing our own rolls or okay?
All right, and those you guys probably remember, there is a space on your sheet for temporary HP, so just go ahead and plug whatever number you rolled right into your temp HP spot.
Now, does it stack for those who already have my treats, or does it...
Temp
what's the
HP
bigger
does not stack, so you'd only take the higher number.
one? Yeah, okay.
Little man, this is delicious.
Would you think so? Thank you. Now, when you're done, hand it back. I gotta pack it up, and we gotta go.
You know, Finn, I tell you, I think it's pretty good.
Oh, almost reminds me of the food at Tiglo.
Better than raw eggs.
Oh, you have eggs?
And Kurtu starts to remember that he never got his egg from the waitress, even though she said she was going to bring it. But yes, all right, you guys have gotten your short rest in here. It's a little bit closer to 4:35 p.m. at this point in time. Again, sun kind of starting to sag in the sky. I assume you're going to head into what looks to be this location you're trying to get to, this dwarven excavation.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
All right, so as you guys begin to make your way inside, here's where we'll go ahead and pause and take our 15-minute break, guys. All right, we are back from our break, everyone. So the group has decided to enter this dwarven excavation and make their way inside and see what they find. So yes, as you guys step inside, you can see that it starts to get dark pretty quick. So I'll put you guys over on this map, but those of you that do not have dark vision, let me know what you'd like to do as far as a light source.
I would like to light a torch.
Bramble goes to light a torch, but sees Talhoun doing it, and then he just puts it back in his pack.
All right, so Talhoun, do you have a shield in hand and then torch in the other hand, or are you using just a torch because you're a two-hander guy?
I'm a two-hander guy.
Two-hander guy. All right, that will work. So let me get you a torch. All right, you should now have a torch.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep, sorry, was there a question there before I give the quick description?
Yeah. Dumb question, I guess. What is the three, the icon I have mean?
Oh, yeah, good question. So that won't have any effect right now, but that is part of the Paladin Aura script that one of the community creators on Roll20 made. And how that works is once you actually have the ability for the Paladin Aura, it will automatically extend to everybody based on the rules. So if you're close enough to them, right now it just shows on you, but once the ability goes online, I think it's level 5 or something like that, suddenly you'll notice people close by will get that as well. So it means that your aura is automatically applied to them.
Okay, cool.
All right, so as you guys make your way into this area, you notice the canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot high wall of black stone has a broken gate carved into it, with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge and the other door missing. Beyond this open gate, in the shadow of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement. All is quiet.
Well, where is everybody?
Well, maybe they're inside. They said they were digging for treasure.
Let us proceed cautiously.
Also, quick side note, we are going to try Explorer mode. It can sometimes give really bad lag, and if anybody starts to experience really bad lag, please just let me know. I'll happily just turn that off, but it is handy to be able to see like where you've explored and stuff, so we'll give it a shot.
Hey, Adam, there's no one around, so, and I'm getting nervous. So you see Finn will take his lid on his pot, and he's going to take an action to strap it on one of his arms, so he'll have a shield.
All right, nice.
I'll have my crossbow out and ready just in case we see anything, but it's kind of having it loose in my hands right now.
All right, as you guys are making your way up here, you're kicking a lot of dirt and debris out of your way, and you can see little trendles of like dust rising as you're kicking things out of the way.
Hey, are there any footprints around?
If you'd like to look for them, go ahead and give me a blind check survival.
Okay.
You do notice some footprints. In fact, there's some small ones right behind you, leading up to your feet.
How curious. And no others. So this place does record footprints.
Well, maybe we should just shout for him. It'll echo, you know?
And also alert anything else that might be around.
Oh. Are we expecting a fight?
Well, we're warning them that they need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. So what if it's already moved into the area and they already know?
Well, unless it's the size of Kurtu, it can't fit through that door.
We might not get paid.
Is this like an interior structure, or is this just like a gate? Like, are we moving into the mountain?
You are indeed, yes.
And these are all just broken gate.
This is broken parts of a structure. So think of it sort of as like an ancient ruin that you're looking into, and you're passing by this sort of broken wall and seeing many other outlines of previous buildings. So basically, you're just seeing the outlines of the foundations.
Wait, can Brambo take a second to inspect the breakage to see if he can tell what broke it, or if it was forced, or maybe they just used like a pick to get in so the dwarves could get in?
Give me a blind check investigation, please. So, again, I'm announcing what it is, but for you guys, it's just blind check. It certainly looks like force was used to open this door. Based on the damage to the hinge itself, you get the impression that this door was indeed forced open.
Well, somebody definitely pried this door open. You see here with the locks. Well, it could have been the dwarfs, but if it was a dragon, it probably would have left a bigger mark or something, like a
Exactly.
scratch or something.
Well, we're in, so why bother?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Bryn, as
I
you're
would-
getting closer here, you're noticing many more of these outlines of stone buildings. Much of it is rubble and collapse. Kurtu, did you have a question there?
Well, since everyone's mentioning a dragon may have come in here, just role-playing my character, he'd be looking for signs of dragon to see. He'd be looking around, just kind of seeing if there's any signs of a dragon.
Okay, passively just seeing what he sees, or he wants to actually stop and take some time looking around for evidence of dragons?
Yeah, I guess just passively. Just
Fair
looking
enough. All
around.
right, I'll assume his eyes are peeled.
Adam, what's this?
That looks to be a circular outline of a foundation. Perhaps maybe it was a tower of some kind or a small structure. Hard to say.
Does it look like the rubble of all the stones that we see? Is it more from time, or does it look like maybe a fight broke out here?
Time is probably most likely your first guess. Based on the information you have about this, your assumption is that you were coming to a ruin, right, to alert these dwarves. So you were expecting to find a dwarven ruin, and that certainly lines up to what you're seeing.
But no recent signs of any kind of scuffle, like no blood stains or arrows embedded in the wall or anything?
Based on your passive perception, no, you haven't noticed anything like that so far. But quick question for the group, are you guys trying to make your way through here quietly, or are you just kind of moving on ahead?
I don't think Talhoun knows how to be quiet.
All right, so as you're kind of moving on ahead here, Talhoun, kicking some of this debris and rock and so forth forward, you can hear it kind of clatter against some of the other foundations, and suddenly, from the east, you hear, "Oi! Is someone over there?"
Aye.
Well, don't be hiding yourself. Come on over.
I'll show yourself first.
And you notice getting closer to this area is a red-headed dwarf.
Oh, well, strange accent. What do you call yourself?
And you see he sort of looks towards you, Talhoun, and he says, "I'm Deslin. What? Who are you?"
Well, pleased to meet you, Deslin. My name is Talhoun. We have been instructed to warn you of some kind of activity going down here, just to make sure that the message gets sent to the right place. Who might you be in regards to this area?
Who might I be in regards to this area? Whatever do you mean?
Well, what do you do?
Well,
Why are you here?
I'm a prospector. I'm looking for treasure.
Well, very nice, very nice. We have been, what was it? Finn, cat, dragon? Something about a dragon.
What he means is, the town master sent us to warn you. There's a white dragon. It's been spotted in the area.
You're from Phandalin?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, why didn't you just say so? Oh, you came in here, I was nervous. You should see my heart rate, it was going crazy. Alright, so you're not here to stab us or take our stuff.
No, only warn you.
Oh, well, that's good, but, Norbus, no, it's fine, Norbus. Yeah, they're just here from Phandalin. So, you guys look like you're pretty well equipped. Norbus, yeah, do you think you guys might want to help us out?
Well...
What? Oh, sorry, Bramble.
No, it's okay, Talhoon. We're helpful people, yes, but we really do need you to get back to town, though.
Well, that's going to be a problem. You see, we found something really interesting, and we can't just leave. I mean, yeah, there's just rumors that this dragon's around. We heard that, but I've never seen it. Did you see it?
Well, no.
It might just be rumors, but we know there's something really important here. This is the find of a lifetime. We can't just leave.
What is this find?
Yeah.
We found, like an ancient dwarven structure of some kind. This could be shattering to the history books, because it's not known what's supposed to be here, but clearly there is something here.
Perhaps you should show us.
Well, there's a problem, though. And as you kind of start looking around this area, you notice a partially collapsed 10-foot-high wall separates this courtyard from the settlement west of it. So that is the wall that he's standing right by at the moment. 3 heaps of rubble are piled high in this area. Hewn from the canyon's back wall, a 30-foot-high temple facade features steps rising to a stone platform. Cut into this facade is a 10-foot-high open doorway flanked by crumbling life-size granite statues of cloaked dwarves. Evil grins can be seen on their weather-worn faces. You notice Dazlin looks towards you. Yeah, you see there's, there's these creatures inside, and we're not really fit to fight, but, like I said, you all look pretty fit.
You want us to fight?
What kind of creatures?
Norbus, what did you say those things were again? Yeah, jellies. Is that, yeah, what color? Yeah, yellowish jellies.
Okay, based on the very rudimentary description, never mind. All right, I will gather more information later. Continue.
So you want us to get rid of these jellies and...
Yeah, just get rid of them.
Okay. But where I'm from, if we do something for somebody, it's either for payment or a reward. So we really need you to return to town after we do this for you. Is that okay?
Well, after you clear them out, we're going to have to look around. This is the find of a lifetime.
Then perhaps a notary informing the town master that that our message has been delivered.
Yeah, that'll work.
You notice he looks in your direction, Cat, kind of confused, and then he turns back. Norbus, have you ever heard notary? What'd you say, notary? What's notary?
It's a letter.
What about some kind of relic? If you don't know what a notary is...
Just write a note and just say that we were warned, but we wanted to stay.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I can do that!
Okay, well,
You know what? I'll even sweeten the pot, Rabbit Boy. You see, we each, Norbus and I, we've got these stones, and they let us talk to each other, And if you go take care of those jellies, we'll give them to you.
Ooh, stones? Really? What are those like? Are they heavy? Hi, I'm Finn.
Oh, hey, no, they're not too heavy. And you see he pulls out a small stone. They're really cool. They're these magic items. And, like, you can, like, whisper into it, and then it will go to... I don't want to do it now, though, because you can only use them so many times. But it'd be really nice. That could probably help you guys a lot.
Really? And Finn's gonna... Can I see it? I'm not gonna touch it, but he's gonna stare at it with such, like, curiosity.
He holds it up, like almost like a glance for you to look at briefly, and he just kind of flips it around and looks back and says, "Yeah, no fooling. I'll give them to you, and Norbus will too. But you got to take care of the jellies."
Is there anything you can tell us about these jellies?
They're
Do they
big
attack
and they're
you?
ugly and they're gross. Oh, they like stick to things. They're
Hey, Adam, is it acidic? Is that a good question?
If you're trying to gather information, see if you've heard any stories about these creatures or anything based on the description, I would say only if you're proficient in Arcana at this point could you make a check. If anybody happens to be proficient in Arcana, go ahead and throw me a blind check.
Alright, I'll do that.
I'll do that, Adam. I'm trying to remember how to do it blind, though.
Just click on your token, and you'll see the token action on the top left next to the pointer that says blind check. Finnegan, this doesn't really ring a bell to you. You don't recall anything that matches this description. So Kurtu, you're just
that
gonna
didn't work at all. Yeah.
So just click on your token, and then you'll notice all these buttons suddenly appear at the top, right next to your pointer icon. And the first one, I believe, will say blind check. Just
Oh,
go ahead and
yep,
click that.
sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It's new.
I was going to say Victor knows.
So, Kurtu, as you hear the description that is being given by these dwarves, this certainly sounds a lot like an ochre jelly. What you would know of ochre jellies based on your roll, I would say you can ask for 2 points of information. I can tell you resistance. I can tell you immunities as far as damage goes. I can tell you condition immunity. I can give you 2 of those. I can tell you an attack. I can tell you special ability. Which 2 of those items would you like?
I would like to know what they're resistant to, and if there's anything that actually they are vulnerable to.
Okay, yeah, no vulnerabilities, but you do know that they are resistant to acid. I would say based on this being very, probably very key to the creature, based on your roll, you know that they are... they have the ability to split into smaller forms of themselves. So if you strike them with a certain type of attack, you don't recall exactly what that is because you didn't, select that. But you do know if you hit them with a certain type of damage, they will actually split into smaller versions of themselves.
I think I know the types of jellies you're talking about. We've had them, and my clan had to deal with them too. And
So I go ahead and I tell them basically what you just said,
I wouldn't bother with acid stuff. They seem to like that. And sometimes if you hit them just right, they turn into another one. So don't do that.
As you say this, Bramble is like shaking his head and he's trying to take notes as you're speaking.
Yeah, they're just kind of in there, like, sticking to the walls and stuff. We really need them to get out of here. Do you think you can do it?
It should be fine. This is a capable group, it seems.
How many are there? I remember I've seen hundreds of them.
Norbus, how did you see? Was it 10? 12? Oh, 2. Yeah, we saw 2.
Oh my god.
Me too.
2 can
It
turn
sounds-
into 20.
Let's go kill them.
Yeah, I think we could do that for you, Deslin. That's what you said your name was, right?
Dazzling!
Okay.
Dazzling.
We can do that. Yeah.
Great! Oh, that's great! So they're just right in there. Just go kick ass and don't worry about taking names, because I'm sure they don't have any.
What about chewing bubblegum?
Probably the consistency.
And we would get magic rocks.
I'm just gonna look at the statue because I'm a curious little guy.
Yeah.
Anything coming out on that I would.
Other than what's already been described, it's made of granite. It looks to depict a cloaked dwarf, and it has this evil grin on its face. I don't know that you would have any particular knowledge or affinity with this particular type of artwork to draw any more information other than what you see.
I'll say, hey, Deslin, any reason why you think these dwarves are so angry? The statues?
And you see he turns, looks, and goes, I don't think they're angry. Don't they look like ha ha ha, we're going to get you. That's, I think, like, mischievous, but I don't know. Does that mean traps? Or maybe just maybe these dwarves were just pissed off or something. Who knows?
So I'll whisper to Cat. I'll say, I think it means traps. Be on your guard.
And keep
You've
an
not
ear
been
to the
past
ground.
this walls? Hey, dwarf friend, you haven't been past these walls yet?
Past what?
You haven't been in this area?
Yeah, that's where we saw the jellies. That's why we got the hell out of there.
Better have the note ready when we get back.
Norbus, start writing down that, yeah, these people came by and this kind of trails off as you guys are making your way in.
Is this just rubble in here, Adam?
Yes, on a quick glance, it does seem to be a ruined passage filled with rubble.
I'm going to look up and around because I'm very cautiously walking down here. What do I see above us on the ceiling? You said it's 20 feet?
Give me a blind check. See, the ceilings themselves are only 10 feet high and flat. Yes, as you're looking here, Finnegan, with your dark vision, you do make out this patch of yellowish jelly, this ooze, which you presume is what you're looking for, stuck to the ceiling right over here.
I'm going to... Hey, look! Bryn, careful. Do you see it on the ceiling?
Do I see it, Adam?
Yeah, so as he's pointing it out to you, you're probably looking around, noticing this rubble, seeing everything, and had you looked in that direction carefully, you probably would have spotted it yourself. But yeah, now that it's specifically pointed out to you, you notice it right away.
You know what?
Kind of looks like a boogie.
We are afraid of goo. You are afraid of goo in this world. I continue to be unimpressed.
They really hate firebolts. I know this for a fact.
You said there was two, right? Well, if there's one, where's the other one?
Look around. I only saw that one.
Is it doing anything or is it just chilling?
Yeah, if you didn't know any better, like based on what these dwarves have told you, you wouldn't even think that this is like a creature. You would think it was just like a patch of yellowish jello stuck to the ceiling.
Should I shoot it? Get it down for us?
I could throw a rock at it.
I have a
I
crossbow.
can use fire.
Any of those options are good. Hey, Cat, why don't you take a shot? I want to see how that crossbow works. Did you rig it up any differently than a standard one?
It's just a normal crossbow, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm in range, you said it's the ceiling is 10 feet high?
Yes.
Okay, so I should be in range then. Where's the arrow tool?
Oh, to
Ruler.
measure? Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
comb on that left-hand side.
Yeah. Crossbows have 80 feet of range, I think?
Light crossbow, that sounds right, yep.
Yeah, so I am going to line up a shot if that's okay.
You sure can. Yeah, so your intention here is to fire off a shot towards a creature?
I'm gonna shoot the thing on the ceiling and see what happens.
All right, so we do have this house rule. Again, all combat has to occur inside a turn, but we do have a house rule that the group can choose to lower their initiative lower than Cat's. Does everybody want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to make sure that Cat has the highest that I can.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw initiative for everybody, and then we will lower... Hey, we didn't even need to. Perfect. All right, so Cat has highest initiative. So Cat, you line up a shot here, and you fire. Go ahead and make an attack.
Fucking miss. Oh, sorry, getting my character sheet. So this, I just clicked the name of the weapon, right?
That is correct, yep. All right, this bolt flies off and does indeed strike into this yellowish jelly. Go ahead and click on the word light crossbow in chat there. And yeah, actually what I'm going to do also is I may have left you on GM rolls while I was testing things, so I'm going to put you back to public here. All right, but yes, your bolt does strike into this jelly and seems to have wounded it. As the bolt strikes into it, you can see it kind of descend a bit. It hasn't actually left the ceiling, but it kind of unfurls from the ceiling at this point from that strike. So that was your action. Anything else on your turn here, Kat?
So I ask if, well, I guess maybe I wouldn't be able to tell, but was it aware of me attacking, or did I have advantage on the shot?
Unfortunately, it was aware of you. It knows that you are there based on how close you are to it.
Then that is... I guess... Can I still have my movement, right?
You do, yeah.
Can I... Oops, that's the ruler's roll. Can I poke in here just to make sure and do a quick check of the room to make sure there's no other jellies in the room to the north of me?
You can do a passive look, basically meaning I'm just taking your passive perception as you quickly scan the room, but actually searching it or doing a more thorough look would take an action.
Sure, I'll just do passive look.
Sure, yeah, so you just pop in here, look down this hallway for anything out of the ordinary, and no, you just spot rubble.
Alright, then I will step into the room just a little bit, and that will be my turn.
All right, and when your turn is over, you should notice that you... Actually, I'm not sure if we walked this through with you, Jordan, or not, but you should have a macro called End My Turn, I believe. So if you click that bulleted list icon on the top right side, you will find a macro, called End My Turn. Just go ahead and check that is in bar and make sure your macro bar is turned on, and that will allow you to click that button and end your turn when needed. Perfect. All right, we move to Bryn.
All right, Bryn's going to step right here and hurl a javelin at it.
All right, you step up and throw a javelin. Same with you, Bryn. I'll set you back to public. Yes, this will connect. All right, so the javelin pierces into the ooze and wounds it.
All right, and then she'll move this right there. I'm not seeing the end turn.
Yep, so same thing. You'll just need to turn it on for yourself. So top right corner, you're going to click the bulleted list icon.
Look how spoiled I am. I'm used to always having it right there.
No worries. Yep, yeah, so I just set the roles back to public. So if anybody on your character sheet, you should notice that toggle at the top that says public and then 2GM. Before you make any rolls, if it says 2GM right now, please just go ahead and click that public button, and that will make sure your rolls are posted publicly.
There we go, I see it. Okay, thank you.
All right, Talhoun, you are up next.
All right, so I am going to do one of these here. Bow. What is this?
Looking at that, it looks to be some kind of a small container of some kind. Think of it almost like an altar, perhaps.
Is it far enough off of, like, is it too high for me to step on without having difficult terrain?
Well, if you mean to try to get a better angle at the enemy, because it is only a 10-foot high ceiling, you can strike it even from standing on the ground.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, could I walk over it?
If you're wanting to step onto the altar, you sure could. Yeah, you could step. I would say it's probably about 3 feet high, so it's pretty much just a half a jump up.
All right, it's okay. All right, I'm gonna end up right here, and I am going to make a swing with my sword.
All right, as you hop over to here, you do notice that this altar itself is actually blood-stained. All right, you slash into the creature. Go ahead and post damage. All right, as you slash in with a mighty strike, you realize this creature is immune to slashing damage, and in fact, this has caused it to split in half.
Oh no.
Oh man, Kurtu, that must have been what you're talking about, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, swords. That's it, swords.
All right. Can I drop my sword and pull my spear?
Use a lance.
You
Use a lance.
You
If you only
certainly
had
can.
a lance.
I sold it. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna drop my my sword and pull my spear.
Okay, so your great sword clatters to the ground as you grab a spear from your back, and we move to Bramble's turn.
Oh man, well, Bramble's gonna move here and then here. The way he moves though is you see him kind of side hop to that spot, and then like at a crouched jump forward, he moves really quickly and comes down with one fell swing of his quarterstaff at this one here.
All right, you smash out with your quarterstaff and do indeed connect. Yeah, smacking into it and wounding this jelly.
And as it comes down, he's gonna pull it back to he's gonna slide the staff all the way to the end of his hand, so he catches it at the very end, and then he's gonna throw a punch with it, and he's gonna use his unarmed strike.
Yes, nice. That'll be a critical hit, so go ahead and roll crit. So yeah, for anybody else that hasn't set this up yet, crit hit is of course another macro, so just make sure you use that same idea, bulleted list on the top right corner, and turn critical hit on so it shows up in your bar at the bottom. All right, this will be a true crit based on this roll. Go ahead and click on the word monk unarmed strike in the chat there. All right, and you punch out, and remind me, level 1 monk, you get the unarmed strike right off the bat, right? The bonus attack?
Yeah, it part of your martial arts. Whenever you make an attack action, you can use your bonus action. It literally says using a quarterstaff.
Nice. All right, yeah. So you lash out then, striking solidly in this one. And yeah, as you strike it, you almost notice it kind of like pops as this yellowish ooze starts to drip down to the ground.
Cool. And then I kind of pull the staff back across my back, and I'm going to take 2 hops back to where I was initially. So that would be 30 back to here in my turn.
All right, next up is Finnegan.
On a little admin note, Bill, you only have to worry about putting the fumble.
You know what? It's funny. I was thinking of that too. I was like, well, I don't need no dang crit bar.
5, 10. I think I have a clear shot. I picked up a rock back there, Adam, in chat. I'm going to. You see, Finnegan's going to another spell I've always wanted to use. I'm gonna like activate like a wristband I have, and that rock I have in my hand. I'm gonna cast a little vial. Little liquid goes on the rock and makes it a magic stone, so it can't trip magic stone. So here comes that attack.
All right, so you imbue the stone with some magic, throw it out there towards this ooze, and yes, that does indeed connect.
Oh, how do I do the damage on that?
So this is supposed to be like a separate attack, but yeah, that should do the trick.
Okay, there it is. Okay, yep.
All right, this little stone flashes out and strikes into the jelly, wounding it.
Okay, cool. Can I free action? Are there stones down there? Can I free action pick up?
This
3?
is pretty rubbly all around, so yeah, I would say, unless otherwise noted, it's going to be no problem to find little chunks of rock here.
Can I free action pick up 3?
You can interact with object to do so, yes.
Okay, roger that. Thank you. And then I'm gonna move back because, yeah, just because a little.
All right, this one that is half the size it used to be when it was struck with the slashing move, it is going to leak over towards Talhoun and try to hit him. Talhoun, I'll need you to make a defensive roll, please.
Oh, okay. I was like, how do? Okay.
All right, as this ooze stretches out, you back up and it is unable to connect with you as you are able to evade it. And we move to Kurtu's turn.
I was so excited watching everything. I was just taking my turn, not my time. I said fire.
Well, not swords, apparently.
You launch a bolt of fire from your hand, Kurtu, striking into this ooze. Go ahead and post damage. Yes, this burns the ooze and it sizzles as it falls to the ground in a flaming heap.
I win! I win!
Well, that's 2 of them. Looks like a job's done.
Before the end of the round, however, Bryn, you hear this sickly squelching sound as this ooze riding along this pillar to your west suddenly descends. And as it is now right next to you, it is going to attempt to attack you, Bryn. Please make a defensive roll. All right, and as it reaches out to grab onto you, you manage to avoid this strike, and it does not connect. We move to the top of the next round with Cat.
All right, I'm going to step down with 5 feet of movement. And I suppose I'm stepping forward. I don't think I can see anything. Actually, I can see this one.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, yeah, I can see. Okay, the lighting was a little weird. Then I will... Do I have a clear shot, or is someone in the way?
You would think it would get cover from this angle based on the narrow path you have towards the target.
Okay, then I will continue to move first. And my token is stuck on something.
If you're holding down Control or Alt when you move, it's going to move in half squares, so don't hold down either of those buttons when you move with the arrow keys, and it should place you in the center of a square. Are you unable to move at all?
You have to go between those 2 squares. The doors actually block it.
Oh, okay. So is this 10 then? Because I started... No, yeah, I started here, so this is 10.
There you have a clear enough shot, no cover.
Here?
Actually, where you were just a minute ago?
Where I was?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I would have stayed there then. Sorry. Then I will roll to attack with my crossbow.
Yes, all right. You line up a shot, fire it off, believing that you probably missed here based on, maybe being a little bit off target, but no, this ooze is easy to hit, and that 9 will connect. Go ahead and post damage.
Good for me. And do I have sneak attack because someone is adjacent to it?
You do indeed.
Oh,
all right,
nice.
Bolt punctures into this ooze, and you can see a big section of it actually pops as it is wounded significantly.
Very nice. Okay. That... I still have a little bit of movement left, so 1, 2, 3. I will poke myself back in this corner and call it good.
All right, and then we will move to Bryn.
Okay, Bryn's gonna look at the yellow ooze and kind of snarl, and you're gonna see this blue whirlwind encapsulate her, and she's gonna use her phase step to move back here, and she's gonna hurl a javelin at it.
All right, as you step through the Fey lands and find yourself here and throw out a javelin that does indeed strike, go ahead and post some damage. All right, you're noticing, maybe with a bit of dismay here, Bryn, that as this javelin strikes into it, you see the previous javelin that you threw at the other one is covered in this yellowish goo. You can actually hear it sizzling, and very likely it is destroyed. This one that you just punctured into here, you have a feeling is going to meet the same fate.
Have to go back to that stupid shop.
All right, Talhoun, spear in hand, what do you do?
Leaving my greatsword there on the ground, I'm gonna rush up to here and poke at it.
All right, you pierce out two-handed with a spear.
Oh, also, it's not great weapon, so I apologize.
Yep, no worries, so we won't count any extra damage or penalties, but that certainly will hit. Go ahead and post damage. All right, you stab out with the spear and do manage to connect, wounding it significantly.
That's what you get. That's much.
All right, Bramble.
Okay, Bramble seeing Talhoun run around that position. He's been in a fight or two, so he knows he's going to run down here. And as he gets to about that last point, he's going to bounce off of the wall with his foot, and he's going to come across the ochre jelly with one hand of his staff.
All right, and I imagine you were probably hoping for a flank here, but not quite going to qualify based on putting the line through the center of the target, but you don't need it, as that definitely connects. Go ahead and post damage.
Perfect. I'm going to try to like stab it down like towards where it meets the ground, and as it does, I'm going to use it as a pole vault and come up with my knees, and that'll be my unarmed strike.
All right, you try to knee the jelly. Yeah, that'll connect as well. Yes, you damage it significantly. You can see it's just barely holding itself together here.
All right, Finn, one of your stones should do it, man.
Where'd you go? You're so fast. Oh, there he is. Bah! I'm just gonna throw a magic rock at it here.
Yeah, that'll connect, and indeed, that will do it. As the stone connects, you see it ruptures and suddenly just fills this room with a little bit of yellowish goo on the ground. All right, guys, you have managed to defeat the two ochre jellies, one that split, and we find ourselves out of combat.
So can you describe this room now, Adam, now that we're in there?
I sure can, now that you're not in any kind of threat of danger. Yeah, so on a quick look, I think probably the overwhelming impression that you get is that this is some kind of a temple, perhaps. You can see these pillars in the center of the room, this altar on the other side. Bryn, as you try to retrieve your javelin, let's see if you're quick enough to get it out before it burns. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. You are indeed. So you pull it out really quickly. You can see there's a little bit of this goo on it. You shake it off real quick. And yes, you have managed to recover this and it is not damaged. However, the other one, unfortunately, is indeed destroyed.
Finn, do you have like a vial or anything? Can we try to collect some of this?
I actually have 10 vials in my my item sheet. So yes. I love vials. Yeah, what's going on? I'll see if I can collect some of this acid here, Adam. I have proficiency and tools.
I'd be looking for a check in alchemy supplies here.
Yep, I don't have the proficiency, but I have the supplies.
All right, then just give me a intelligence check or dexterity check, your choice.
Well, I'll give you a blind check. How about that?
Yep, but select one of those that you'd like to make.
What were the choices again? Sorry.
Intelligence or dexterity.
And what were you going to say there, Bill?
If you would like, I could try to pick some up with magic.
I'll do dex.
All right, you're trying to be really careful not to touch this stuff because you notice that it's acidic in nature, and each time you kind of start moving this vial around, you realize you're almost getting your hand in it and almost getting ready to burn. You pull it back, reassess, look. By the time you get to the point where you're ready to like continue digging in there, most of this acidic nature of this body has seeped into the stone, and it doesn't look like there's any liquid left to capture.
Okay, I'll hand a vial to Kirko and say, go ahead, here's a vial if you want to do it with your hand.
DM just said there's no more liquid.
Well, I was up at the other one. They died sooner.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I want to help you now, but I will.
Adam, I'm going to try to use Mage Hand.
All right, so you're trying to mage hand the vial and then very dexterously take the vial over and try to collect some of this ooze?
Yeah, I'm going to just grab the vial with my Mage Hand and just try to scoop it in the vial itself.
I'm going to say this is sleight of hand with, you're a charisma-based spellcaster, so we'll say charisma. So if you don't have sleight of hand proficiency, this will be a charisma check, so let's go and give me a blind check.
I do not have it proficient.
You are able to collect a small amount of this ooze before it seems to seep mostly into the stone here, pitting the ground itself. You've got maybe a quarter of a vial of this ooze.
Oh.
You did it! You did it!
Good job, Kurtu.
Do not put that in my food.
I won't. Can I have it?
I am going to place it down on the ground. I'm not going to hand it to you. I'm just going to easily use the mage hand just to place it there. And
It's all yours.
Okay, I'm gonna cork it up and put it in my sheet.
It's got this strange yellowish look to it, and as you're eyeing it and kind of just rolling it back and forth, it's kind of sticky, but it doesn't really stick to the glass. So yeah, it's probably pretty curious for you here, it's probably pretty curious to you, Finnegan.
Yeah, it's very curious.
Give me a blind check there, Kat, as you start searching around the room for anything of interest that's mentioned. You notice that this area, again, represents sort of like a temple, and you can see that there is some damage, particularly to this pillar down here, Kat. You kind of look in there, though. Doesn't look to be anything of too much interest. There's not any obvious treasure lying around here or anything that looks to be of value. The altar looks kind of interesting to you. It's blood-stained, and looking at it, it looks like it's made out of some kind of a limestone, perhaps, but nothing really sticks out on it other than what you've already seen.
Adam, well, I noticed her doing that. Like, is she looking for like obvious, outright things?
I think it'd be pretty challenging to know. I imagine, and feel free to speak up here, Jordan, if you wish, but I imagine Kat's just kind of looking around and eyeballing things and maybe touching onto the stone and seeing if anything is around, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. It just the notice said that the excavation site was looking for like treasure or relics or whatever, so I was just checking to see if there might be anything noticeable in here.
When she like gets back around, I'm gonna say, well, I don't mean to seem like I know you guys' customs, but where I'm from, people usually hide things like maybe under the altar or something like that, you know? But Talhoun took the torch, so I can't really see anymore.
I'll hand him a torch if he wants one. I got 10.
I mean, I have more, but...
I imagine I would have heard that, so I'll come back.
Does it look like the altar can be moved at all?
It looks pretty heavy to your eye, Kat. You think it would take a pretty strong person to shift this limestone altar.
I could try and move it.
I will give a hand, and I will.
Well, hang on. We don't want to desecrate it. I mean, an altar is religious. I just mean like, you know, like a secret.
Actually, oh, sorry. Continue.
I'm just saying, you know, maybe like there's a button you can push. I don't know, but I mean, if they're seeking treasure, this isn't very big.
Adam, is there any kind of symbols or iconography that I can see from this altar or the surrounding areas for any kind of deity in which this area is for?
So you're looking for any kind of religious symbols that would identify who this temple may be dedicated to?
Yes.
No, you don't see anything like that, Talhoun, but again, this is very old and worn down. You're not sure how long it's been since anybody's actually stepped foot into this place. Based on all the rubble you found out outside, you imagine that there's been some digging to get to here type of thing, and who knows, it might have been hundreds or more of years since the last time anybody was in here. Any kind of religious banners or symbols, there doesn't seem to be anything like that. If there was anything that was carved in, you would imagine that would still be here, but no, you don't spot anything like that around.
Can I clean off the top of this altar?
Clean it off with what? It's currently blood stained. Are you using some kind of liquid to try to take care of the blood?
Well, I guess I'm gonna use like my gauntlet and scrape the top of it.
So you're just kind of pretty much just trying to get rid of dust then.
Yeah.
Pour some water on there, Talhoun. Just a little bit.
Wait, Kirku's the clean master. He was cleaning up the bar.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm good at cleaning.
I just want to see if there's anything that is in here.
I'll move Kertu. Here, I'll go stand by Cat.
Anything here that could potentially give us more information?
I mean, do you just want me to clean off the blood? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the whole thing.
I could try to clean it up with magic.
All right.
Yes, you're able to do so as you cast Prestidigitation and clean off this bloodstain from the altar. It looks to be more in pristine shape now, this sort of limestone altar here. But no, you don't see anything that was hidden underneath the bloodstain. There doesn't seem to be any kind of symbol on this altar that would indicate any kind of devotion or dedication to.
Adam, I'm going to go ahead and send you a message real quick.
Okay.
I probably missed it, but maybe while they're talking, but was the blood dried or fresh? Did anyone determine that?
It was certainly dried, as this, like I say, it doesn't look like there's any evidence anything's been in here for many, many years.
Okay.
Well, Bramble, as you know that I am a man of the church, I think it might be a good idea to push it, open it up. Let's see what's inside.
I mean, I'm not from here.
Wait, I'm still working on it.
Talhoon, go ahead and give me a blind check.
Or just a straight blind check. All right, yeehaw.
Click on your token and then give me a blind check.
Yep.
So you notice that after Kertu has completed cleaning this altar, you see he waves his hand really quick over the altar, and suddenly you notice a symbol appears on the altar.
Do I recognize this symbol?
It looks like a lance.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
Now he has Lance ND.
Man, you probably shouldn't have sold that thing.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Maybe it needs a lance to activate.
Yeah, maybe there's Indiana Jones kind of stuff. All right, is there any kind of check that I can make to see if I potentially recognize that?
You do start saying, Kertu just start laughing.
Yeah, give me another blind check here, Talhoon.
You should click on the token. Boom.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that Kertu just did some kind of magical effect to make it look like there's a lance on this altar.
I'm gonna look at Kertu and like swing my torch at him in a playful manner. Get out of here!
While his back is turned, I'll shoot an approving look at the little kobold.
He's gonna walk away a little bit laughing, just kind of chuckling to himself.
And Finnegan, as you're standing in this area with all this rubble and kind of just eyeing around from your west, you hear, Normus! Are they still fighting back there? Did they take care of it?
We're still fighting. It's best if you stay back. It's best if you stay back. We still haven't cleared the area.
Oh, okay!
Hey guys, why don't we look in this room? Come on. There's a whole room over here.
Give me just a moment. Bren, would you like to help me move this?
Leave the...
Are we really moving this altar, or is it going to rain down hell from the gods?
There's a reason why there's blood on there.
Could be bad. I'm gonna keep moving.
Hey guys, the guys outside said they were looking for stuff. They find stuff. Maybe we could, go into that room.
Well, I mean,
Well, Bryn's already in.
Bryn, as you enter this area, you notice there is a lot of rubble here. You get the impression, based on the shape of this tunnel, that people were probably clawing with picks and hammers type of thing to dig through this area to figure out what was back here. The passageway abruptly ends to the northeast, as though that is where the digging stopped.
Here's where I think you should look around.
So Adam, does this rubble here look like it looks different from the other rubble? Is that just rocks, or does it look like something might be buried in there?
It's possible, but you get the impression that they sort of dug this area, hit maybe more solid area that was harder to excavate, so they just kind of went around it.
I like to inspect this part.
Sure, go ahead and give me a blind check. Click on your token and then give me a blind check. Yeah, it just sort of abruptly ends here. There's nothing really to it. There doesn't seem to be anything hidden here. You imagine it would take quite a bit of time, but maybe this passageway is covered in all this rubble. There's obviously an wall and a ceiling here, so you get the impression that, if you had the time, maybe this would lead somewhere, but it would probably take a good amount of time to clear through it.
Looks like we need to keep digging if we're going to find anything on that end.
well, we should just let them do that. The townmaster said he'll pay us, and they have those stones.
Yeah, I agree. I think we cleared it. Let's get out of here with our lives.
Being that this room is symmetrical, can I look along this wall? Is this break actually dug in, or is it part of the wall?
No,
does the wall naturally go around?
So let me try to describe it, because I think I know what you're getting at here, Jordan. It looks like the walls here are actual walls, not man-made walls that were just carved or cleaved through, and it looks like they were clearing rubble out of the area that Bryn is currently in. So yes, it looks like these walls are actual walls of a structure.
Okay. Can I look on the other side to see if there's anything over on this side?
Sure.
That might be a door or...
Absolutely, yeah. Give me a blind check. Go ahead and select your token and do blind check. Yes, indeed. Straight across from here, you notice that on the wall there is a slight shaft, right? There's a slight separation where you think you could actually get your fingers in there and slide this open.
I'll point it out to the stronger people. So I guess...
You want me to help you open this?
It looks like it might.
Does it look like I could put my fingers in there, Adam, or does it need to be...
Now that Kat has pointed it out to you, yeah, you see exactly what she's looking at.
I'll try and open it.
I'll help her if she needs it.
It's not difficult to open, it's just spotting it was the difficult part, but after that part is taken care of, yes, Bryn, you put your fingers in there and slide this wall open and reveal a passage. The first thing that jumps out to you here, Bryn, is this passage looks to be free of rubble.
These right here, are these doors?
They are doors, yes.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out here, and I'm going to tell the dwarves,
Oh, you took care of everything? That's great!
Guys, listen. There's some things in here. We need you guys to stay put. It's a little bit more rough than you guys were making it seem. We will be back.
Does that mean you found more jellies? What do you mean it's rough?
Yes.
Closer to that 9 or 10 number you were talking about, but we're going to shut these doors so they don't get out, and we'll be back soon, okay?
Oh my god, Norbus, 9 or 10! Oh, can you imagine if we'd have run into that? Oh, Norbus! And you see he looks back at you.
Alright, so I'm going to go in and interact with door.
Yes, and these are different types of doors, so I'll just go ahead and put this in for you, but I'm assuming you've closed these doors.
I might actually be be beginning to like you people.
Well, you guys go first.
I love a mystery. You know, back home with the Watchers, I was part of the lead junior investigators.
Hey,
My dad actually runs the Watchers.
speaking of investigations, Brandel. Oh God. Does she have a tail? Is that a tail?
Oh my, it's so rude, Finnegan.
Well, I was quiet.
Where I'm from, if somebody shows you their tail, it's like because they like you or they want to show you. You don't just ask.
Well, I'm asking you.
We can hear your awkward conversation. You can catch
Exactly.
up in the hallway. There is a door here. I'm going to open it when everyone catches up. Let me know when you are ready.
Okay, well, look, Finn, I'll try to figure it out for you, okay? But let's be quiet now.
Okay, yes, focus. Okay, focus.
You open this door, Bryn, to reveal a 10-foot closet of sorts. There is nothing inside of it. It looks completely barren.
Tell her to look at the ceiling.
Look at the ceiling.
I'll check out the ceiling.
It looks like it's made of fine stone, like everywhere else around you. Nothing else of interest.
That room is too small for me. We need a small person to go in there.
All right.
Well, there's plenty of that.
Yeah, when we bought 2 people, Ted, we really bought a 4.
All right, and quick check here. Did I hear Talhoun say he picked his greatsword back up?
Yes, I put it in chat.
Perfect. All right, so making sure.
Why would
So
we
you
need that?
just want to make sure you didn't get too far and then be like, wait, where's the greatsword?
I put it in chat.
Can I look in the closet, see if... I guess we already said there was nothing of interest in there.
On a quick look, there doesn't seem to be anything in there at all.
As I'm passing by, could I make a blind check? And see if I notice anything?
Based on your passive perception, you don't spot anything of interest.
All right, cool.
We're all down here, Bryn. Go for it.
Well, are you telling me one of you smaller people doesn't want to go in that small room and really inspect it? Why would there be an empty small room there? There wasn't a torture room. I didn't see any blood.
I mean, I can't see in the dark.
I'll
Finnegan.
go take a look. So I'll walk in. How about that, Adam? Is this why I make a new character?
Let's find out. What do you do once you walk in?
I'm going to investigate. Look around. Am I missing something? I saw Kat find that thing, and as a very curious artificer, I'm looking for that exact same gap in the stone.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and give me a blind check.
Also, is there any jellies on the ceiling?
Not that you see in this area, Talhoun. No, you look around here, Finn, for anything out of the ordinary, anything strange, but no, it just looks like a small 10-foot closet type shape room.
How did he find that crack? Ugh. Okay, keep going.
All right, I'm opening this door.
All right, you open this door to find a smallish room that is quite covered in rubble.
Can I inspect this well?
You can, yeah. Go ahead and give me a blind check as you search around for anything out of the ordinary, secrets, anything like that. You spend a couple minutes here looking up and down the wall, moving through these rocks, looking for anything of interest, but no, this seems to be barren of anything of value or interest, just a dead end.
So that's it.
That can't be it. Hey, Kat, do that thing. You found that. I couldn't find another crack in the wall.
Sure. I'll look along the walls in here. I'll just go around, starting at the bottom and working my way around.
All right, yeah, you can make a blind check as well.
Could I also inspect the ceiling?
Just visually inspect it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary as you look up. Kat, you spend some time moving up and down the wall here, feeling along for any kind of seams like that? No, there seems to be nothing in this room.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Doesn't look like there's any way forward through here. I assume there's a similar room on the other side, but it's buried by rubble. Who knows how long it could take us to dig through it.
Well, this is not symmetrical, like you were saying earlier. It's concave, so maybe there's a door on the other side of this rubble.
It might take a long time to find. We don't know how much rubble there is.
Yeah. And we should probably get back to town.
We might have to stay the night in the encampment. It was getting late, right? It was like 5 or 6 when we came in here?
It was right about 5 o'clock, but yes, you guys have spent some time searching around, a little bit of time fighting, so it's probably closer to 6 at this point.
How long did it take us to travel from Phandalin to the excavation site here?
It was about a 6-hour walk, a little over 6 hours.
We'll be getting back in the dead of night if we leave now. Perhaps the dwarves have some kind of rudimentary camp they've set up nearby that we can stay before making the journey back.
Aye. Though I dread it.
It's just so curious that there's a secret passage to this room. It would just take time to figure out why.
Well, Finn, you know how the dwarves are.
Well, I hate abandoning a mystery, but we should get back.
When did you get so adventurous?
Oh, it's just the investigation part, the discovery. Let's get back. Maybe they have a camp.
All right. Very well. And I am quickly going to move myself to the front of the line behind Bryn.
Did you still want to tip over the altar?
I believe so. Let's give it a try. We might uncover something interesting.
Instead of just tipping it over, why don't you just try to see if it slides?
Well, I feel like pushing something.
So it sounds like you're going to try to use your might here, Bryn, and try to actually move this altar?
Yes.
I will give the help action.
All right, you aid her. So let's see, Bryn, go ahead and make a blind check, and I will take this at advantage. Yeah, the two of you put some might into this, bracing, trying to shove this thing, trying to move it, but it is solidly affixed to the ground here and does not budge.
Other than the lance, is there anything going on?
I think the lance is gone by now, right, Kurtu?
Yeah.
If it wasn't, it would be. I got my laughs.
Is there any kind of I see the 2 holes right on the map, but is there anything going on with it that
It's not exactly holes. I think that's just trying to show you that it's like a solid object. It's mostly a descriptive marker on the map itself. So no, there doesn't seem to be any actual holes. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Nothing draws your eye to think that something more is going on here that you haven't discovered.
So I am Finn. You're gnomish. Why would there be any kind of just a block of stone in a
Why
room
would
like
there be a
this?
block of? Well, because it's a temple or it's an
Wow.
altar, and someone died on there, and maybe it's an evil altar. It just gives me the creeps, to be honest. And I could really like some rations. I'm hungry. I have no check to make.
You just want to eat.
Pretty much.
I'm surprised. You know, you might be gnomish, but you remind me of some halflings. Some halfling friends I've made.
Well, maybe I'm playing my character a bit off, but I've never met a gnome.
Gnomes are great. My favorite. My best friend was a gnome. I don't know if I ever told you that.
You said I was your okay.
Yeah, exactly. My best friend's a gnome. And I'm gonna open these doors.
All right, you step back forth and get ready to open those doors, but as you do so, you can see the dwarves there, but I think this will be a good time to hang it up for the session, guys. So hope everybody enjoyed this first session. We got to meet our new characters. Great job, everybody, describing your characters themselves and just getting to learn a little bit more about them, and I'm sure we'll get to continue learning more about them as we move into further sessions. To do a quick check, it sounds like you guys' plan is to touch base with the dwarves, see if there is any type of campment here. You haven't spotted anything yet. If there is, you're wanting to stay here the night and then make out in the morning for Phandalin. And if there's not, are you guys just going to make your way out through the night, or are you going to set up camp outside of this area, or what's the plan?
I would say that we would set up camp in these old ruins, unless we get an ill feeling about it. But heading back tonight would be not something I would want to do.
Well,
Seems defensible in here if we pick like a corner or something to watch out for stuff.
Well, I would ask them, have they slept here through the night and noticed anything haunting or weird? That's about the only thing I'm thinking.
well,
Yeah. First step, we check with the dwarves to make sure they don't have like a place for us to stay. But if we have to stay here, I think we should stay in the ruins, or at least nearby.
The only thing that concerns me is the townmaster said that there's a dragon, and there's the guy in the bar said something about orcs too. So if the orcs are traveling down, they're going to be looking for somewhere to stay, and a cozy little mountain hideaway does sound like a nice place for some orcs. So Bramble's vote would be to, if there's not a camp for the dwarfs, to just get back to Phandalin and around walls, definitely safe.
Well,
I just don't know
there's-
if we
there's
have
more-
enough travel time left today, because aren't we only allowed to travel 8 hours a day without pushing on to exhaustion?
You start
Or
to
did the
risk
short rest-
exhaustion, yes.
We did have a short rest, so but
But
also
I think it's per day, though.
It is per day, yep.
Oh, okay, roger that. Also, Adam made it clear that there was Phandalin doesn't have any defenses at all, or even a garrison. So this seems the most secure place. It's more secure than Phandalin, in my opinion.
Phandalin has walls.
It
But,
does
I mean,
not
I-
have walls,
Oh,
no.
they don't.
I thought that's what you said in the description. But either way, I mean, Bramble's not going to run off on his own. But just a reminder that, if we fight a bunch of orcs next week, be
We can
ready.
keep a watch. Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like the group consensus then is you're going to try to hole up here in the ruins and make it overnight into the morning, and then travel back to Phandalin in the morning.
Yes.
Probably, unless the dwarves have a better idea.
Fair enough. All right, sounds good. At least we have a rough idea of what you guys are doing. So yeah, well, welcome to the new campaign. Hope everybody enjoyed this session. Looking forward to future sessions. And yeah, anybody watching along with us, hope you enjoyed it as well. And yes, we will be back next week with another session. All right, have a great night, everybody.
Great session, everybody.
Yep.
Good job,
enjoy.
everyone.
Great session, everyone. That was fun.
Enjoy.
Fun
See you guys
time.
next week.
That was good.